one that is set across 4 different time periods and tells very different stories of the predatory alien race looking for the best warriors to hunt. Before everything comes together to culminate into one big lore, the first story, S.H.I.E.L.D. follows a Viking woman leading her clan on a quest for vengeance. In the second story, Sword, we see a ninja who clashes with his samurai brother as the latter rises to rule his feudal Japan region. And lastly, in Bullet, we see an aspiring pilot who is drafted into World War II trying to fight his way out of it. But these stories share one factor in common because along the way, they all find themselves hunted by a different Yautja with their very own objectives for these warriors. So, without wasting another moment, let's take a gander at how this anthology ends. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
I pray you blood your spirit tonight.
What is the premise of all the 3 stories set in the different timelines of the film? While I have already given a gist of the 3 warriors set to fight the great Predator King, let's really close in on their individual stories in Predator, Killer of Killers.
Oh shit,
S.H.I.E.L.D. 841 AD. In Viking-era Scandinavia, we see a fierce Norse warrior named Ursa lead her son, Anders, and their clan on a mission of vengeance against the Krivich tribe and its ruthless leader, Zoran, the man who murdered Ursa's father. In a flashback, we see how Zoran had obliterated Ursa's entire clan and forced her to kill her father in order to save her own life. Ever since then, the Norse warrior has had only one aim in life, and that was to avenge her father's
You over there cheating for Giannis.
Zoran. So, after relentlessly chasing him across the oceans,
you bitch! I'm watching you do your league.
Oh, you saw that shit?
Are you up
No, you didn't see my nigga. Oh shit, you didn't see my nigga shit, James. It been 3 years. He been turning on nigga. How the fuck he get 15 a game? The fuck? I said, hold up. What in the hell? No, me and my boy fucking be a baller.
In the heat of battle, it is Ursa's son, Anders, who strikes the final
look at this
blow,
shit there.
killing Zoran
Fuck y'all
and
this at.
finally
Fuck you,
avenging their blood.
the 5th highest overall. You average 15.
A towering predator descends upon the alien warrior ambushes the clan without any warning and slaughters Ursa's men within a matter of seconds. In the whole chaos,
if they do shit on the weekends, or like if you go on a win streak, it might only be on Sundays.
thus
I
leaving
don't know.
Ursa
Like if you go on a win streak, they give you like free
after a very fierce
packs
battle
and
that
shit.
almost kills her. Ursa turns the tables as she manages to kill the
Nigga, you
predator.
just use one player, bro. One of your best players, you can use Shay,
Her
nigga.
victory feels rather hollow when she finds her son Anders barely clinging on to life beneath
All you need
the
is that
wreckage.
Shay.
Ursa was too late to save him as the boy died in her arms, leaving Ursa with her revenge and unimaginable loss.
My nigga Jake got on my ass. There you go, Jake.
Sword, the second story is set in feudal Japan, where 2 brothers, Kenji and Kiyoshi, are raised as samurai warriors under the strict rule of their warlord father. According to what their father believes, the leaves of a tree grow side by side, but when they fall alone. Both these boys are expected to compete for the honor of becoming his successor as the next warlord in line, and for that, their father holds a tournament between both the boys. Both of them are made to pick their katanas and fight one another until there is a winner. But when the time comes, Kenji refuses to fight his own brother and drops the sword on the ground. Unfortunately, Kiyoshi did not feel the same, and so he attacked Kenji, taking his brother off guard. The clash ends with Kiyoshi leaving a bloody mark on his brother's face and emerging victorious. As a result, Kenji feels betrayed and walks away from it all, vanishing into the world beyond their clan. Since then, many years pass by, and eventually their father dies of old age. Just after the old warlord's funeral, When Kiyoshi takes charge,
Maybe you haven't been reading though.
Heir,
That nigga
Kenji
just quit.
returns
That
as
nigga
an
had
older
51
and more
wins
resolute
right
ninja.
there.
Under cover of night,
Oh.
he quietly slips into the
I haven't put
castle
it on your
and
laptop.
confronts Kiyoshi
Are you?
after taking down all the
iPad.
samurais guarding the castle. As an invisible Yautja watches the whole scene unfold,
You never brought me your
the two
iPad.
brothers
These niggas
clash
just called me
in fierce
Unc. Yeah, I'm off this shit.
When
Me out
Kenji
there.
finally gains
Because it was in the
he
room.
marks
Look at your
the
daughter.
fight
She
the
wants you to
same
come
way
with
that
us.
Kiyoshi had done to him many years ago. But even after that,
Yo,
he chooses
bullshit.
mercy over
They
vengeance.
can't hear your voice one time, you a fucking off. Like,
Kiyoshi
what?
stumbles
Come on,
back.
man.
Hey, alright, bro.
Alright,
Gives
yeah.
way.
I guess I'm up.
Disappearing into the shadows.
appreciate you,
below. Kenji
Unc.
believes he's lost his brother
Whatever,
for good
dog.
and begins to grieve when suddenly out of
You
nowhere,
on that one,
a
we
predator attacks him, tearing through the castle
Oh, yeah.
guards and hunting
Yeah, I
Kenji
go
through the
through that.
moonlit
96
grounds.
overall.
After a
I
lot
go
of
through
bloody
that.
clashes, the chase leads to a
From my
quiet
team?
pond, where, to his surprise, he comes across Kiyoshi, who is badly wounded but still alive. But that does not
There we
mean
go,
the
up on my
predator is
team.
letting either of them go. So, for one last
Let me tell y'all
time,
what
the
our
brothers
kids
fight
started with
side
3
by
on
side
3.
before defeating the
I'm on
predator in
AE.
a brutal final showdown. But the victory is bittersweet as the predator fatally
We need
wounds
somebody on
Kiyoshi,
Team
who
Duncan.
dies shortly after, leaving Kenji to face a world forever changed by violence, loyalty, and loss.
Deadman, Deadman.
There's something else up in the sky. And it's not human.
I was just playing a nigga
1941.
earlier. He had
The third
100K.
story opens in Florida, 1941,
Nigga had invincible
where a young
ball.
American car mechanic named John Torres dreams of being able to fix
get
a
here,
rail
bro, I
car. But
forget.
his father tells him how if he cannot
get
fix
shit
an engine,
done.
he would never be able
I beat
to
that
fuel
nigga
his
too.
dreams. Soon, Torres is drafted
I'm
into the Navy.
trying to get
Y'all
that
want me
free
to play
hundred
big?
overall.
While being on duty over the
I can play
Atlantic,
big.
his squadron
hop
intercepts
on
a
Drew, you got
strange,
big?
unidentified
I'll hop on Tim
aircraft.
shit, it don't matter.
Sent to investigate from a nearby
I just-
ship,
I
Torres
just
then
wanted to play
discovers
my-
that the
Who's your
crimes
best
carry
date?
some bizarre, high-tech weapons, unlike anything they have ever seen. Realizing the danger,
I can
he
roll
jumps
big,
into a
I got
beat,
big.
upfighter
I got a
plane
100
and
overall,
rushes to warn his squadron, but it
Chris
is already
Webber, I
too
can run
late
him.
as a Predator spacecraft swoops in.
I can run
unleashing its
Invincible
deadly
PG
firepower,
or
wiping out
Invincible
all
Curry.
Torres's fellow
One of
pilots.
the two.
His commanding
That's
officer somehow buys him a bit of time,
I'm on
switching
100
to his
overall,
engine,
AE.
letting the Predator detect his aircraft by the emerging
Otherwise, I'll
Within
play
seconds,
him.
the Predator
It don't matter.
spacecraft eviscerates his fighter jet, leaving Torres all alone. And so, the young man pulls off a daring move by using the Predator's own weapons against it, and managing to destroy the alien ship, along with the alien inside. After the war, Torres finally returns home, hoping to leave the violence behind and get back to what he knows best, fixing cars in his quiet garage. But the peace doesn't last very long, because one night,
Nigga got
he is suddenly
199
abducted
Russ,
by a
it's
Predator
crazy.
ship. We then see him wake up from a stasis pod where Torres finds himself locked in a cell, alongside two other humans, Ursa, the mighty warrior, and Kenji, the samurai. Basically, Predator,
Damn.
killer of killers' explosive ending, unites the 3 times displaced heroes of the film in a way that leads to the film's final sequence, where the 3 are revealed to have all been captured by the
What?
Yautja
How
and
you look
brought
at the
to a
award?
distant alien world to fight in gladiatorial combat
For
led
what?
by the Grendel
Remember?
King. The 3 human
I
warriors
can figure it out.
used to fight to death,
For the season?
and the one who lives amongst them
No,
has the
it's
honor
like
to face
this
the
shit
Predator
if you don't
King
go on a
in
win
battle.
streak.
Honestly, it is a wild
yeah,
way to
you
end the
gotta-
movie, as it leads
you
to
get
a
the
massive
exchange
team-up and
cards.
escape attempt. After quite a fight, Killer of Killers ends with Ursa recaptured, while Torres and Kenji
Did you
make
get
their
that
escape,
GOAT
setting up a natural
event
sequel
card, B?
following their attempts to survive a hostile
Yup.
alien world. This
They
ending
giving out
also
one tomorrow
confirms
for a
the sheer
5
number
streak.
of
I mean,
other
you only need
captured
one more
aliens
if you
and
wanna.
humans that the
Maybe that's
Yautja
what
have
stuff
captured,
like they do that
including
shit on
one
Sundays. Is it
fan-favorite
on
character
Sundays?
from a previous
Yeah, it's all
film
usually
who
during the
can now
weekend.
easily return in a sequel.
For like day
Yeah,
event.
not right now.
Tomorrow.
Force Pro. It's the trolling motor used
Because once
by
I get
pros.
that one, then I only need one more GOAT card to get a 300 overall.
Quickly and quietly. And when you get where you're going, lock in and stay put.
Because I know damn well I'm not saving up for no GOAT D-Wade, GOAT KG.
Way
Until
go.
it's time
Yeah.
to take control.
I'm not even saving up for the
I got
invincible,
a 100
nigga.
overall
Head
shit.
to a
100
new
overall.
spot. There's no question you're exactly where you need to be.
Like, I'm not even saving up for the J.R. Smith and Paul Pierce.
Only
Like,
from God.
fuck.
I wonder why trees have such great posture.
What y'all want to use?
I'm on Anthony Edwards.
I'm gonna play big, so if you wanna go shade Dread, go ahead.
I'm on Anthony Edwards.
Talk to their healthcare provider about
I gotta put some
vaccination
What's
today.
that? I got Tyrese.
Any threat to the franchise. The Grendel
I'm about to
King,
put
got
Predator
100 overall.
warlord, whose
He don't?
existence constantly drops clues
No,
at
not
an
yet.
exciting
Not yet.
and
They only got the
dangerous
Dark
future
Matter.
for the series. He makes his first appearance in the film's fourth segment.
I gotta put
where
some
the three
shoes
main
on
characters,
AE,
Ursa,
Adidas.
But if they win the playoffs or win the finals, she gonna get 100
It's
overall.
not confirmed
This all.
whether this is the Predator's actual homeworld, but the massive infrastructure.
He gonna get 100 or invincible that you can do in challenges.
Chris
You
been
got
on
to do a
since
lot of
early
challenges.
All
game.
point towards it being one of the
I
Predator's
gave
primary
Shay
strongholds. This
he got
includes
legend
one
on
where
what's the
warriors who have defeated predators are forced into gladiatorial combat against one another, thus proving
Yeah,
I gotta
themselves
put
legend
some
high
killer
shoes
of
on.
killers.
Now you
The
got Hall
whole
of Fame,
Colosseum
Hall of Fame
setting
denied.
almost feels more like a blood sport arena than any kind of sacred
Yeah,
ritual,
legend
truly
poster.
reflecting the violent and honor-obsessed culture of the
Put a
Yak
pair of
and
shoes
Nova.
on him with the
Moreover,
takeover.
the introduction of the Grendel King is a major expansion of Predator lore, as he adds a clear sense of hierarchy to their society and brings in new customs that fit right in with their identity as alien big game hunters. It also shows just how far they are willing to go, not just to hunt, but to watch the other species fight for their amusement.
I just gave this nigga
How
skill
does
slasher.
Killer of Killers end? So, after Ursa,
News.
Kenji, and Torres are dragged into a massive arena, they
Yeah,
are
that's
forced
how they
to
get their
stand before the
takeovers. You
Predator
gotta
leader,
equip
the
a
Grendel King, who
takeover
demands
to the
they
shoe,
fight
and then
each
you
other.
equip
The
that
winner,
to a
he
player.
declares, will earn the honor of facing him
You gotta go to
next.
shoe
As
lab.
Ursa and Kenji reluctantly
Yeah, go to
begin
shoe
battle,
lab,
Torres steps
select
in,
your style
urging
of
them
shoe
to
you
stop
want for
and
him,
work
and then
together
just
to
put
escape
a
instead. In
takeover on
response,
them.
the Predator leader
you put the
unleashes a
silver ones, right?
monstrous creature into the arena that swallows Torres whole
silver
before
ones
Ursa
or the
and
gold?
Kenji manage to bring
Gold
it down
shoes.
together. One of the
The
Predator's
infinites,
soldiers
the
then
infinites.
takes the monster away from the arena.
I'll
Now,
do the guard.
luckily, Torres survives inside
diamonds.
the beast
Yeah.
because of a
Diamonds.
hover
You gotta
bite.
probably
The
gotta
monster
open
clears
Diamond,
his
the
body.
diamond
He
one,
then
diamond
uses
one.
it
Yeah,
to
the
blast
diamond,
his
yeah,
way
yeah.
out. And soon the three of them make a break for the nearby Predator ship from which the Grendel King had emerged.
I got plenty
now,
of shoes,
while
nigga.
Torres prepares the ship for launch, Ursa and Kenji take on the Predator leader.
Bro, I
with
got
fierce
over
fight.
100
Just
of
when it
them.
seems like they are about to be overwhelmed,
Yeah, then you just-
Torres manages to fire up the ship's engines.
Most
and
people just put
incinerates the
fucking,
warlord with a blast of heat.
deep
The whole
bomber.
fight was a
Yeah,
treat
that's
to
what
the
the
one-
eye, as none
the
of these
shaft,
humans
yeah.
understood each other's language or culture, but still managed to team up.
That's what most
against the
people do
common
for
enemy. In
every
fact, the
fucking
Grendel King almost got to Ursa,
field on the
but
fucking
Kenji
white
saved her
team.
and lost a hand in the process. Finally, when they were about to escape, the Predator King and his army sent a harpoon slamming into the
Am I
spaceship,
joining somebody,
thus
or
anchoring it,
y'all not
pulling
in
it
the
to a halt.
park yet?
So, without hesitation, Ursa asked
I'm
her
finna
fellow
join the
warriors
park
to
and
not
invite y'all.
avenge her death before riding the harpoon cable back to its source, thus destroying the launcher. But in
trying to
doing
figure out how
so,
to do this.
she allows herself to be captured by the Grendel King and his predatory army, so
Alright,
Torres and
made it.
Kenji could have enough time to get away. The film comes to an end as the Predator leader orders the hunt
About to join
for
to
two
give me
men
a
to
second.
begin, and we see Ursa
Yeah.
being placed in suspended animation alongside other
put that
prisoners,
motherfucker on
one of whom turns out to be Naru, the warrior from Prey.
It was-
So,
it-
after that
what,
surprising
kind
turn
of
in
shoe
the
can he
final
get?
moments of Killer of Killers,
I think it's
we
Converse.
now know that a larger number of people have defeated the Yautja over the years.
Let me
And
look at my
honestly,
lineup.
nobody expected that.
Yeah, it's
After
Converse
Ursa
for
is
sure.
placed back into a frozen state and deposited in a massive vault of other
Why the
frozen
fuck they
people
put
and
him in
creatures,
Converse?
it is finally revealed how there's an unknown number of frozen people and aliens captured by the Predator King. But
Damn, I
given
got
that
Legend
Ursa is
Posterizer
among
with
the
this nigga?
captured warriors,
Whoa.
it appears that this is the collection of all the people who have managed to kill the Predator that was stalking. This is a truly horrifying reminder about how many people have been hunted by the Yautja, with typically only a few, or even just
Okay,
one,
so
surviving
the
their encounters
exchange,
with the
no.
deadly aliens. It also underscores
It's on the
just how many
exchange,
Yautja there
bro.
are, and how
Where?
advanced their race
What?
is. But on the other hand, it is also a little reassuring to see
the
that
free
so many
invincible
have been
pack.
able to bring down their respective
The
predators.
free invincible
Which
pack?
brings us to the reality
Yeah,
that
my
these
mom got me
aliens
DC,
aren't an
so I
unstoppable
got something
force,
with it.
even if they are dangerous. For me,
She got
this
it
is
for me
definitely
for
a
in the
big
school
reveal,
year.
teasing a larger scope for the
I don't know where to
Predator
go to
universe.
get it.
What does Naru's return mean for the franchise? The final shot of Killer of Killers delivers quite a big reveal. as Naru, the
99 overall,
protagonist from
Yoki.
Prey, turns out to be among the many captives the Yautja have collected. Back in the 1700s, Naru was a young Comanche woman determined to become a hunter, even though her tribe expected her to be a healer, and her resolve was put to the ultimate test when a predator landed in her territory. Using her wits and the creature's very own weapons, Naru managed to defeat it, thus ending Prey on a triumphant note. But during the credits scene, it was teased that more predators would soon arrive, setting up an uncertain future for her. So, Killer of Killers finally confirms what happened next, as Naru was clearly taken by the Yautja and placed in suspended animation, which means her fate is now tied to a much larger and darker story. Well, there is a lot of mystery around what has happened to Naru since her capture. Maybe she is still in suspended animation, waiting to be awakened.
You gotta keep doing it.
She has already been thrown into one of the Yautja's brutal Colosseum battles and survived. It is even possible that Kenji and Torres will free her during their mission to rescue Ursa, thus setting the stage for an epic team-up. Either way,
96 player. Who the fuck is that?
makes one thing clear. Naru is still
99 Jay Green.
Jay Green.
With the franchise leaning more heavily into its
Holy
sci-fi.
shit!
Her return feels more likely than ever. What does this film entail for the future of the Predator franchise? So far, Predator, Killer of Killers has set the stage for all kinds of future stories. Watching Torres and Kenji try to survive on a dangerous Yautja world could definitely make for a thrilling follow-up, especially after the high-stakes ending of this film. With a strong character development, there is plenty of reason to bring these characters back and see what happens as the hunt continues.
Triangle again.
Moreover, the reveal that Naru is still alive opens the door.
They only give you a little bit at a time, and then all the badge packs you gotta open yourself,
which
you
could
gotta
dive
pick which
into how
ones
she
you
ended
want.
up being captured by the Yautja, or follow her trying to escape if she eventually wakes up. Plus, if Naru made it onto a Predator ship, it raises the possibility that other survivors, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch, Royce and Isabel from Predators, or even Quinn from The Predator, might have been taken too, which is a very clever way to keep the door open for familiar faces to return, while building a bigger, interconnected Predator universe. In a way, Killer of Killers suggests that any past Predator survivor might have been kept alive because they proved themselves worthy enough to take on a Yautja and live. That idea alone opens up a ton of possibilities and also makes things even more interesting when you think about Predator Badlands. The upcoming project set further in the future. That film could dive deeper into
So what,
Predator
the
culture,
Invincibles
or
just got
explore
all
what
the
happens
legend
after
badges?
humans manage to escape
No, that's the GOAT.
Yautja-controlled
Not
world.
all the Invincibles do.
Predator,
What I know.
Killer of Killers is a strong
But they got
entry
some
in the
legend
franchise.
badges.
But what makes it especially exciting
Just
is how
not
much potential it sets
all.
up for where the series could go
like
next.
shit.
Now, that's just my 2 cents. What do
Like
you
whatever
guys
they
think?
do
Let me know
primarily is
in
gonna
the
be
comments
legend,
below.
and everything else gonna be gold or other fan.
Yeah. Bro, where do I go to get this Invincible?
Five games, you get a what's that? First plus overall.
You get that 5 game?
25
Let me just upgrade this nigga, I guess. I don't know how to do it.
Wait, your mom bought you something?
Yeah, PC. I bought a box, and if you get 2 boxes or some shit, you get a free Invincible.
Are you gonna Invincible?
Or
Wait,
you get free Invincible if you buy 2 boxes, I think.
the
I bought
boxes
one by
of
myself.
what?
The $100 boxes. I bought one the other day, and then my mama just bought me one.
For the
It's not in your packs.
Was the festival as a champion?
I think you go to, yeah.
No, I ain't about that shit.
I think you should go to Exchange and do it. but I can't find the exchange.
Ever gone game hunting, chasing a wild boar or some other
First paragraph
exotic
when you
animal?
read 'em.
You can't find the certain
and hunting them
one.
down.
You mean?
Sounds
Yeah,
pretty much
like where
fun,
you go to
right?
get it.
Now, imagine
Yeah.
you're not the hunter, but the prey.
me go look
There
for
are
you,
hunters
hold up.
lurking all around a game preserve, waiting to pounce upon you. Yes, this frightening plot is the
I might
actual
really just be
storyline of the
overlooking
American
this
science
shit.
fiction action film
I'm finna
franchise
look at
Predators. The film revolves around these extraterrestrial species who are known for their trophy hunting of other challenging species for mere sport and enjoyment. Ever since they were first introduced in the 1987
That's what I'm saying. I've been
film,
looking
the
on
lore of the
YouTube, but
Predators
these
has
niggas don't
expanded
explain how
big
to get
time
this
to
shit.
include numerous novels, video games, and comic books. These extraterrestrial humanoid species belong to a race of spacefaring hunters who are always on the prowl of human and other exotic prey. Today, we bring you 50 super interesting facts about these creatures, also
Hold
on.
known as Yautja. Their lives and their world is much more fascinating than you might have thought.
That's for the
Before
festival
we go
and
into
shit?
our explanation, we have a very small
Yeah, it
request.
was the
If you like our
champion.
content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
What'd you know?
Playing the game.
Dreadlocks. What is their
Oh,
real
it says
purpose?
3 times
Dreadlocks
speed.
are one of the most
Oh yeah, but I
striking
got them.
features
I
of
got
the
all 3.
Yautja.
I forgot.
You
it was
did 3
Consider
already?
it like the
Yeah,
whiskers
but
of
where
a
do you go
cat,
put it
but
at?
only much larger and complex sensory
Open
organs.
3
These
times for
iconic
an
dreadlocks
invincible
are a
player
part of the
collection
Yautja
reward.
anatomy itself, being connected to their bloodstream, nervous system, and all their sensory inputs.
Maybe you
These
have to go
creatures are
to
born with it, with the Yautja skull having holes at the back to support
Challenges,
these
maybe? I don't know.
appendages. These tendrils provide these creatures with exceptional balance and reflexes, making them able to perceive movement or changes in their environment, and even the vibrations of nearby prey. But not only that, the dreadlocks also act as a symbol of status and beauty within the predator society, helping them attract potential mates. Much like human hairstyle, the dreadlocks differ from creature to creature, and we have seen so many different variations.
I
over
see
the
what
years.
you're saying.
Normally,
They say
for a
buy
fully
3
grown
and then you get
predator,
that
larger
shit.
dreadlocks are more desirable. The length and colour
That's
of
it,
a
though.
predator's dreadlocks also undergo change, just like human hair.
And they only
growing
let
up
you
with
buy
age.
3,
We can
so
also
you should
see
just
them
get it
change
right
in
away.
colour with status, or even the past life experiences of an individual. However, they are certainly not just hair, but fleshy
just where you go.
growths, and bleed profusely when damaged.
What?
Like we saw in the comic Predator Strange
Yeah.
Brew, where Gollywomp's dreadlocks were severed, causing the creature immense pain and blood loss. And
Mama
since they
don't teach her to
serve the
say Tiki
distinct
Maya.
purpose of providing balance, cutting the dreadlocks can also disorient these beings completely. A few versions of the dreadlocks
Where
have also
the-
been shown to
Cause I
function as
like-
high-tech scanning devices. While the Predator's dreadlocks still remain a topic of
okay.
curiosity, there is no
Found it?
denying the fact
Yeah.
that they serve both sensory
Let me know
and
you get-
ritualistic purposes in a predator's
What she been up
life.
to, ma? She walking yet? You need her to learn how to
Extra
walk.
organs and the unusual anatomy of a predator. Do you know why it's tough to kill predators? They might just have extra organs. The predators
cheeks,
are
better learn how to
extraterrestrial
walk.
beings with their own unique anatomy and biology. While some of their features
Really caught
resemble
up with
that
that
of
color.
humans, their anatomy is quite different. These magnificent beings stand over 7 feet tall, being built
No
for survival and
fucking
combat. Their
way.
thick skin
Who you
ranges from
get?
deep
A
brown
dupe?
to
The
pale
same
white,
person
is
I already
dense
got, and I
enough
can't
to
do
absorb
shit
many
with it.
kinds of damage.
You can't
Beneath
sell it, nothing?
lies a dense
Nope.
skeletal structure with their
Oh
bones
my
much
God.
larger and sturdier than human
hey,
bones,
Ma.
which can still be decapitated
Hey,
or
Ma.
dismembered. But they also possess excellent regenerative
Wait, who do you
capacities,
have?
which
They gave you
allows them
Curry
to
again?
withstand extreme injury. And if few sources are to be believed, Yautja
Yeah.
possess up to 5 hearts, which explains their superior revival
Look
capacity.
at this nigga
These
Curry
beings
back
have
to
adapted
back.
their lungs to a methane-rich atmosphere.
petty
and
as
rely
hell
on
for
breathing
that.
masks when Earth's air proves insufficient.
Yeah,
Another
wrong for
iconic
that.
trait in Yautja is their
They
mandibles.
damn wrong.
Crab-like appendages
They
surrounding
make you
a
spend
forked,
$300 to get a
bite-like tongue.
fucking
These mandibles
duplicate?
serve an all-around purpose from communication to intimidation and combat. The Yautja
Never
eyes are
again.
yellow or sometimes green with a black pupil and possess advanced
Oh, well.
biomasks
I got
without
somebody
which
for
their
us to
vision
play
is
with.
reddish and
Send
distorted.
invite
Some of
when
them
y'all
have
ready.
enhanced thermal
this
sights,
nigga
even
Dog
without
he
any
was
equipment.
grabbing food,
They do
I
not
think.
have noses, but that doesn't mean that they can't smell.
if you
In
wanna just
fact,
hop on
they
the
have a
cord and
strong sense of smell
run
and
one
can
while we
even
wait.
sense another being's musk, which is a pheromone-like substance
right.
related to their emotions.
I invited my boy.
Did the Predator ever wear Jughead's face?
I get you
Stranger,
hurt.
he became
It's like 18
Archie. Can you
invincible.
believe this wild
He
moment in
was
Archie
playing
comics when
one.
the infamous alien hunter from Predator not
That
only
shit is
showed up in
fucking
Riverdale,
ridiculous.
but became Archie himself? Yes. the
Hey, they should
beloved
guarantee
Archie,
that it's not gonna
complete
be a
with his
dupe
red
if
hair
you
and
spending
sweater
high
vest.
money
All
for
of this
that shit.
happens in Archie vs. Predator 2015,
That
where the
reset. I'll
whole
be right
gang
back.
goes to a
You're good,
resort
you're
for
good.
their spring break. Unfortunately for them, the Predator also chooses the same destination for his own bloody hunting vacation. One by one, he kills all the beloved characters, namely Jughead, Sabrina, and even Archie, who fall to his blades. To take the gruesomeness a notch further, after killing Jughead, the Predator proceeds to peel off his face and wears it like a mask, complete with Jughead's signature crowned beanie. It's practically too much to watch, as the alien hunter dons the skin of one of the most goofiest and beloved Riverdale characters. But the grisly bloodbath doesn't just end there. In the following sequel, only Betty and Veronica survive, who are left completely
I don't know if I
heartbroken.
updated my
They
shit.
decide to utilize a healing machine which will heal their wounds while also turning the Predator into a perfect Archie lookalike. Enter Predator Archie. This hilariously bizarre Predator Archie is mute and can speak only through emojis in the speech bubbles. In yet another 2019 sequel, Archie vs. Predator 2, he tags along with Betty and Veronica cruising through the multiverse, protecting them from further alien threats. But why the sudden loyalty? Well, the mighty Predator develops a crush on Betty and falls for her. Because Riverdale, right? Imagine a Predator with all his fangs and
I'm about in
dreadlocks,
again
rocking
whenever
Archie's
you
sweater
step
and
on.
becoming love-struck. The lethal precision with which the murderous alien defends Betty and Veronica makes Archie vs. Predator one of the most funniest and surreal crossovers in comic book history. Riverdale has seen its fair share of superheroes and spies, but nothing beats the
At
moment
least gotta
when
be
the
the
Predator takes
Porzingis.
Archie's form.
Oh,
This
bro,
is definitely one of
shit.
the oddest forms the Predator ever took.
Shit,
Really,
what's the
anybody
other
at that
ones?
point. There's Porzingis, there's Devin Booker,
Predators cloaking
Look at that.
there's
technology
LeBron,
explained. Some predators display a
Carmelo,
quite interesting
Vince Carter.
capability while attacking.
Bruh, any of the
LaMelo.
small
In
fours would
most
have been
Predator
cool.
movies and comics,
Right.
the creatures mainly use cloaking as a sword.
Nigga, anybody,
This
even Gary
invisibility
Payton, bro. That's the one niggas
technology
didn't
Gary
want.
light around them, making them
Shout out to
nearly
Gary Payton.
invisible. Many
His
predators
ass a
possess
hound
this
on
ability,
D.
but not all of them choose to use it while in
Oh no,
combat.
I'm not in
the
here.
Predator
I'm
world, the
gonna
warrior
invite you
code
to my
of honor
party.
is taken
I'm
Okay,
ready.
I'll just join
and
you.
cloaking while striking is
Put me in
considered
yours.
unethical. In the 1987 movie Predator,
I'm playing
the jungle
big,
hunter makes
right?
use of this
Yeah,
technology
I
to only
just-
get close to his targets, but is seen
And
to
his lineup.
decloak before the final kill.
Where you
However,
at?
there are exceptions to this rule, where the predators are also seen cloaking
Choice
mid-attack.
would
Like in the
be-
2007 movie
I mean,
Alien
that's fine.
vs. Predator Requiem, the
I put
wolf
shoes on him
predator
in here?
is shown to impale xenomorphs
I
while being
can.
completely cloaked.
think that's
Again,
where he
in the
is.
2020 comic Predator Hunters 3, we see many predators
You already got
breaking the
hunted,
typical
stab?
rule while attacking heavily armed
This nigga
human
BB
targets
out
from
here in
above.
my
These
team.
elite hunters seem to prioritize efficiency over code of honor, which suggests evolving traditions or simply desperate strategies. In the 1993 comic Predator, Bad Blood, a rogue Yautja warrior, is shown to attack both humans and other members of his own species.
Damn, you the
while
same
being
rep
cloaked,
as me?
suggesting his
Bitch, your
complete
ass been
disregard
grinding.
for the Yautja laws.
Bro, I'm telling you, the
Cloaking
shit,
while in
my,
combat is not
the
seen in
offline
good
sandwiches
light
on my
Predator.
phone,
It is
bro. I be
certainly
on that
possible
shit.
and is utilized by rogue individuals. While you can
We gonna have to
expect
leave
most
squad
predators
wherever
to
we
never
go.
attack while being cloaked, some of them, while facing extraordinary circumstances, definitely resort to breaking this code of honor.
Hey,
It's
go
a
to,
rare but significant
212.
bend from the
Yeah,
Yautja
near.
behavior, highlighting the
Yeah.
complexity of
I'm
their
following
behavior
you.
across the predator mythos. What happened when Batman fought a Predator? Batman versus Predator. What a contest this will be.
He went
This
like
actually
to go
happened
buy
in
food
the
somewhere?
1991 comic Batman versus
Not
Predator,
sure.
1991, where Gotham became a hunting ground.
I heard
for
it in his
alien
voice. It was
predators
one of
by
them
the
types,
chaos of
though.
The city's underworld. The city witnesses a spree of brutal murders of
Whoa,
top criminals,
niggas-
where their bodies
What's
are left
that?
skinned
Oh,
and
hell
hanged.
no.
It is classic signs
Is
of
that
the predator
hunted
hunt
overall
around the
check
city,
or
and
invincible?
Batman soon finds out in his investigation that the killer
know
is
the
definitely
difference.
not human. When he finally encounters the predator,
was just
the clash
moving,
is too
bro.
much to handle for the Gotham superhero. He is completely outmatched against the Predator's superior strength, and is left nearly killed and severely
Oh yeah,
injured.
they got the
Yautja's
lineup.
agility
They got
and
an invincible
technology
paw.
forced Bruce Wayne into
Hunted
recovery
him.
mode. He retreats to Wayne Manor, where he
Whatever
begins
shack
developing
this
an
is.
armored exosuit designed to counter the advanced weapons of his new enemy. Meanwhile, the Predator is quite impressed with Batman not giving up and begins targeting him specifically.
I
viewing
forgot
the
niggas
Dark
run
Knight
two
as
bigs
a
on
worthy
here.
opponent. In their final battle, which takes place in Wayne Manor,
It really just
Batman
depends.
uses brute force and clever traps, along with his
It's either
newly
two
developed
big-ass
armor,
guards
to
or
somewhat
two
even the
bigs.
odds against the alien hunter. Using his intellect and strategic thinking, he is finally able to defeat the Predator, only to see a Predator ship carrying several Yautja emerge with the body of the defeated Predator. But they aren't here for battle. Instead of the expected retaliation, they acknowledge Batman's victory, and
They
one
got
of
a
them
little
even
bronze
gifts the
saber
hero
here.
with a ceremonial sword, signifying the importance of respect and honor in their culture. This epic crossover was extremely successful. The code of honor displayed by the Predators, combined with Batman's resilience against frightening odds, has made Batman vs. Predator one of the most iconic crossovers in comic history. The time when a predator faked its own death. Given their personality and build-up, you might think that the predators do not need stealth at all. After all, there seems to be no one that these mighty creatures can't defeat directly in a battle, but even the mighty ones can use some deception when at the throes of defeat. This is exactly what happened in the 2004 film Alien vs. Predator, where the predator known as Scar fakes his own death during a brutal battle with a xenomorph. The movie is set in a massive shifting pyramid beneath Antarctica, where a group of human explorers are caught in the crossfire between predators hunting aliens to prove their superiority. As the hunter
that nigga is right there.
Scar, the last surviving predator of his hunting
I'm
party,
finna invite you,
allies
gang.
with the film's
Yeah.
protagonist Alexa
Gotta
Woods
wait
to
this
counter the
game. Probably
rising
gonna lose
xenomorph
anyways.
threat. Scar and Alexa are ambushed by a xenomorph, where Scar is severely defeated and appears to be mortally
Oh, they got
wounded.
off?
His
What
body
the
is limp,
fuck?
his mask skewed, while he lies in a pool
How
of
y'all get
blood
off with
oozing
all
from his
invincible
injuries.
cards?
The xenomorph is
Get
convinced
off
of
Drizz,
his
you
victory,
here?
with the classic signs of Scar's defeat,
ready?
and
I
drops
already
his
sent the
guard
bite.
to shift his focus on Alexa. That's
Oh,
when
he already
Scar
in here.
strikes. He launches into immediate action,
Yep.
surprisingly
Pull up to the
unsuspecting
bottom
xenomorph
court.
and stabs him
Bottom
brutally with
left.
his wrist
Is
blade.
this?
By faking
Bottom
his
right.
own death,
Top right.
Scar
Top right.
created
Top
an
right.
opportunity
Oh, we're
to
going
turn
top
the
right?
fight in his
Wait, what?
favor, saving
Or
not
top left,
only
my
his
bad.
own life, but
I'm
also
confused.
the
Top
objectives of
left
his
is,
mission. This rare
middle left,
display
middle
of
left,
deception
middle
by a Yautja is highly uncharacteristic for a species which is rooted in warrior code.
Turn,
In the
turn,
aftermath
turn,
of the
turn.
battle, Scar and Alexa forge
back,
a
come back,
respectful
come back.
bond, and
can't even
he
play on this
grants
court,
her
it's no
cheek
squad.
the mark of
Where
his
we
clan,
going?
acknowledging
We
her
gotta go
as a
to the
warrior.
middle.
He is eventually
We can go
killed
11,
after a
20.
final battle with the
Squad up
alien
real
queen,
quick.
but his tactic of deception
Alright,
showcases
come on.
the predator not
I'm inviting
only
y'all
as
to
a physical
squad.
Where the fuck did
powerhouse,
you
but
get this
also
at?
as a calculating tactician willing to bend
Bro, he
the
has
rules to
everybody.
win. Female predators
This
are
nigga's
much
like a
deadlier
demon
than
out here,
males.
low-key.
Feminism in the predator world
Robbie
is
can't
real.
on my
Female
phone.
Yautja are
Swear to
considered
God.
larger, stronger,
At
and
work.
often
Oh,
more
you
aggressive
got
than their
us?
male counterparts.
Yeah, we
and they
good.
serve a variety of
We
roles
finna be here
ranging
balling.
from clan leaders, elite warriors, to trainers for younger
Oh,
predators.
they just took our
also
spot.
undergo the same blooding rituals and often surpass males in both
Where?
physical endurance
Or
and
721,
combat skill. Though
721.
female predators
Yeah.
rarely
Yeah,
appear in
1-6
films, the
game,
expanded universe of
We
comics
good.
and novels firmly establishes their fearsome
Who they got?
reputation. A female
Some
predator
down
in the comic series Predator:
Yeah.
Life and Death
Probably the basic
2016
shits.
is shown
Them
to possess a heightened combat efficiency combined
fucking
with
share
advanced
something.
weaponry
It's $2 a
and
month.
advanced armor. The strategic precision with which she commands and dispatches multiple armed marines only reinforces the idea
I
that
heard it
female
be PD.
predators are bred
If they
and
bring out
trained
two
for
bigs, I'ma
elite
just
level
switch off to Tim.
confrontation. Even her brute strength exceeds that of most males, demonstrating the physical superiority
Because
of
Tim can
female
dribble
predators.
shit.
Another
I'd be
striking
dribble
example
lord on Tim.
comes from Predator: Hunters the 3rd, 2020, where a female
That's
predator
us.
is seen
Okay, we
dominating
looking
an
good.
entire
Okay.
squad of seasoned warriors. Her calculated combat approach and her
Who they
swift
got?
and brutal kills
Demigorgons,
only
watch.
hint at her deep experience in psychological warfare.
Nothing
in the
special.
Predator world, females are not only equals but superior in battle,
Nothing special,
strategy,
shit.
and leadership. When a female predator enters
Just
the
probably
hunt,
got good team
nobody
cam.
is safe from her wrath. Can Predator gauntlets replay memories? Predator gauntlets are yet
What's up,
another
bro?
interesting feature
I'm
of
gone.
these alien beings,
I lied.
serving as advanced multifunctional tools.
Oh, I thought he
that
was
can
gonna leave
access
and come to help
replay
me.
recorded
On me.
data like
Said it,
audio-visual logs, heat signatures, and even combat footage. Insane, right? However, it's more of a technology
I tried to
game
stop.
than
That's
purely
me.
biological. Each of these gauntlets
First game in this
actually
bitch in
act
a
like
minute.
mini computer equipped with communication, navigation, and real-time environmental analysis abilities. The holographic projector inside them allows a predator to review a previously recorded hunt.
Let's
After
take-
all, predators take their combat very seriously, and these stored video logs within the gauntlet's secure database allow tactical review or sharing a trophy kill with others. The technology
We can
also
switch
interfaces
everything
with
too.
the biohelmet
Just switch
of the
everything off the
predator,
screens.
providing visual enhancements like infrared vision and tracking. The gauntlet and the helmet combined reconstruct prior events through sensor data. These recordings are extremely useful for the Yautja clans to assess a hunter's worthiness and even used to train budding members of their clan.
Nigga
While this
thought that shit was
process is
broke.
not exactly neurological, it's still fascinating. What's the greatest prey a predator can hunt? From members of their own clan to superhumans, mutant warriors, and even samurais, predators possess the power and ability to hunt absolutely anyone.
good,
In Yautja culture, it's
Porzingis
not
can't
just
hit
about
that.
the kill. It is also about proving dominance over the most deadliest
Bottom
beings
left.
in the galaxy. A successful hunt of a bigger prize elevates a predator's status to elite, earning them greater clan honor. And hence, the Yautja are keen on fighting absolutely anyone that comes their way. But what's their most prized hunt? If the alien versus predator crossover universe is any clue, the Yautja view the xenomorph species as the ultimate challenge.
running back.
They are
That
not
shit
only
green,
physically
bitch.
strong, but also quite intelligent and require
What's
a
that,
great
Ali?
deal of skill and deception to hunt. They are referred to as great serfs, which shows the importance of xenomorphs in the Yautja culture. The predators have even been known to breed xenomorphs taken from captive queens to practice hunting them as part of their initiation rituals. And the xenomorph queen is even more
Take
revealing.
B.
She is not only massive and powerful, but also commands dozens of
Oh,
deadly
shit, my
blows,
nigga
I got
go.
yours,
which
B.
makes
Play the
defeating
corner,
her
play the corner.
ultimate badge of honor for a Yautja warrior.
That's
The
gonna be
predators
tough.
see the queen as hard meat because it takes a combination of all the worthy Yautja combat values and tactics to defeat one of them. In the
What up, Chris?
1995 comic series Aliens vs Predator War, we see a human named Machiko Noguchi joining the Predator clan
Did not
to fight
take that.
alongside Yautja.
Do they not
against
stop
the
with that
xenomorph
anymore?
queen.
Like,
when it comes
do you
to the
not just-
xenomorphs, it's not so much about hate, but about the difficult challenge that they pose. And
What?
there's nothing more
Like,
than a good
they just
challenge
take it
that
up. Remember
excites the
they used to stop and you had to like tap X to actually shoot it?
Yeah, they fucked
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
that
They
makes
fucked
sense.
it up.
It
Is there a
depends on
predator
when you
with
let
a
go of
healing factor
square
like Deadpool?
or
We
X.
all know of the insane regenerative capabilities of Deadpool. He can simply recover from absolutely any wound inflicted
But
on
like
his
if you
body.
let go
But is
before
there
this
such an
fucking
example
spin
in the Predator
is complete, he'll
universe
do a
too?
pump
The
fake.
Predator
But if you
species
hold it,
is known for
you
its
can tell
fierce
then,
combat
yeah.
prowess, along with advanced
He can't fuck with
technology.
me.
Most of them rely on advanced armor and med kits, providing them with quite good healing abilities. But have any of them been able to match the regenerative abilities of
That's not a
Deadpool? The
dunk.
answer is both yes and
That's what
no.
I'm
The
saying.
idea of
This nigga
regenerative
floater
healing
at
has been
7'3", whatever he is.
explored in
I got you right
Hunters
back
of the
there.
Prey comic series by Dark Horse Comics.
Ah,
a genetically
yep.
modified
Ooh,
predator
my
is
bad,
shown to
Jizz.
possess rapid, almost instantaneous regenerative capabilities. After undergoing biological enhancement,
fucking defense,
this predator
pussy-ass
got
bitches.
superior resilience and accelerated recovery, similar to Deadpool.
Like, this the most
almost
toxic
blurring
game mode
line
in the
between traditional
game.
Yautja and bioengineered super beings. Even the 2018 movie The Predator introduced the ultimate predator, which is a tower
can help on the
hybrid
paint shit, B.
version
Don't
of
leave
Yautja,
Tim.
who gets its mixed DNA
I got
from
paper
several
color all the time.
species, including humans, which greatly enhances its physical prowess and adaptability. With its enhanced durability, it could survive multiple gunshot wounds and even environmental threats. Again, in the
Yeah,
2010
Scotty ain't
novel
been hitting,
Predator,
that's the only reason I
South
said
China
that.
Sea, another predator is shown to survive extreme injuries and possesses extraordinary tolerance towards pain way
Got it.
beyond the conventional Yautja standards. In Aliens vs Predator, 3 World War, the Predator clans are shown to manipulate biology and even xenomorphs to suit their warfare needs, which means that the existence of a regenerative predator is definitely plausible in the expanded canon. And though it wouldn't be exactly accurate to say that any predator has matched Deadpool's exact healing factor yet, the groundwork has definitely been laid for such a character. It wouldn't be too far-fetched if a Deadpool-like regenerative predator emerges as canon in the near future. Predators worship the sun god Pyre. Apart from having a strict and honourable warrior code, the predators also have their own mythology. The most revered god in the predator culture is the sun god Pyre, who is known to be symbolised as a source of honour, strength, and the hunt. As we see in the 2015 comic Predator Incursion, Pyre is represented as both a life-giver and a relentless eye who is watching over all hunts. The Yautja believe that Pyre grants them fire and hunting knowledge, and the sun god's approval is always sought before major rituals like the Kainde Omega Chiva, which is the blooding rite for budding Yautja warriors involving a xenomorph kill. His name is also directly invoked while performing ceremonial hunts under the sun. Pyre's influence is clearly visible in Aliens vs Predators, where we see ancient murals depicting Yautja arriving on Earth, worshipped as gods by humans. This further reinforces the idea of Pyre as a divine figure who has inspired the code of honor and ritualized hunting practices of the species. The 1990s Alien vs Predator comics show shrines and motifs inside Yautja ships dedicated to the sun god. The ferocious nature of the sun aligns quite closely with the Yautja code of conduct. For them, he isn't just a god of light, but also the guardian of discipline and strength. Pyre's presence shapes the core of the Yautja culture in a way that honoring him means living and dying with purpose under the eternal blaze of the blazing sun. When the Predator almost killed Wolverine, a ferocious battle between Wolverine and a Predator was seen in the 2023 comic book crossover series Predator vs Wolverine, which pits the iconic mutant against the alien hunter. The 4-issue crossover comic book series, published by Marvel Comics and written by Benjamin Percy, delves into multiple confrontations between Logan and a relentless Yautja hunter spanning over a century. Starting from the early 1900s, a young Wolverine encounters a predator in the wilderness of Alaska. The predator
you see how they try to both spam me?
Begins an aggressive assault. A brutal battle ensues, and the alien hunter severs the bone claws from one of Logan's hands and impales him through the stomach with a massive spear. Logan is severely injured and makes a desperate attempt to escape when his superior survival instincts kick in. But the predator does not give up his pursuit and unleashes a barrage from his plasma cannon, hurling a shuriken towards the fleeing mutant. However, just then, a bear attacks the predator, providing Logan a crucial moment to reassess the situation. The mutant seizes the opportunity to retaliate, slashing at the predator's mask and damaging its breathing apparatus. This forces the predator to remove his mask, exposing his face to the harsh environment. The encounter concludes with both warriors wounded and retreating, setting the stage for a protracted and deadly rivalry that will span decades. The final pages of issue number 1 shows the battle moving to the jungles of South America, where Wolverine is on a mission with Team X, which comprises Sabretooth, Jackson, Cruel, and Maverick. Team X and the Predator go head-to-head once again, but this time the Predator has also brought his friends into action, which means that round 2 is about to be even more bloody. Nonetheless, the battle underscores the clash of two titans, Logan's undying spirit and the Predator's ruthless hunting prowess. Who was supposed to be the Predator in the first movie. The honour of playing the first ever on-screen Predator went to the American actor Kevin Peter Hall, who is also known for another one of his iconic roles as Harry in the film Harry and Henderson's. But did you know that Kevin wasn't the first choice for the alien hunter's role? Although he played the role of the title monster to perfection in the 1987 original and the 1990 sequel, it was a Belgian actor who was initially roped in by the makers. predators, and it was none other than the martial arts expert Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme was known for his agility and martial arts skills and stood at 5 feet 9 inches, which you might think is enough for the role of the predator, only that it wasn't. In fact, his short height really became an issue because his predator wasn't as menacing as compared to the other actors who were taller and more imposing physically. But height wasn't the only reason Van Damme had to miss the iconic role. He also had his challenges with the suit, which he found too hot and uncomfortable to move around and act, especially in the hot and humid jungle locations. The difficulty was too much for him, as he even passed out on set once while wearing the suit, which made matters worse for his casting. He even went around voicing his opinion about the suit, saying, "I hate it, I hate it," which eventually led to him refusing to continue filming. All in all, Van Damme's casting just failed to evoke the fearsome presence required for such an iconic villain. It was at this critical junction that Kevin Peter Hall was brought in the cast and was given a redesigned Predator suit to wear. With his imposing stature at 7 feet 2 inches and an improved suit design, Kevin was able to pull off the iconic Predator character with finesse. Looking back in retrospect, we can definitely argue that Kevin's impact as the Predator cemented it as one of the most iconic figures in sci-fi horror. Do Predators have a berserker mode? Predators are anyways insane enough when in combat, but do they go completely berserk? The answer is yes. There is a specific class of predators known as the berserker class, who are known for their brutal style of combat, often called the berserker mode. They are already predators.
You gotta be, he ain't going up with that. He ain't going up, B. You're 100 overall,
These
gang.
super predators are larger,
You know they be baiting their ass off in here.
than the regular Yautja, with a relentless combat style which even disregards the Yautja code.
They gave me a
They are
fucking layup,
absolutely
bro.
merciless,
When I have the
even
fucking
when
complete
playing
lane.
disadvantage. We have seen the
My bad,
berserker
I wouldn't have went up
predator
if I-
in the movie with a bronze
I
sword.
get a
that
fucking
shit was
layup
going
on a wide open
right.
option.
I thought it was a
Prey
dark
he had hunted previously,
too.
armed with lethal weapons such as a plasma crater
Okay, with
and a
these
large
shitty
wrist rope.
animations.
He is the leader of the super predator trio who kidnap humans
Dumbass
and other
bitch.
prey and hunt them for sport in the game-preserved planet.
My
The
man
berserker
gonna cook me,
predator
bro.
might be
I
the
need
bad
help
guy
from you,
who doesn't
B.
follow the traditional code of honor and is
got you.
considered an outcast, but he is definitely the
You don't.
OG among the alien hunters. When Tarzan clashed with predators, this is another one of
Just
the
play the
super
paint. I'll
interesting
run out on
clashes we
Boogie.
have witnessed in comic book crossovers. An epic battle with a
If he's
jungle-raised
not
Tarzan
Yeah.
already in the
on
paint,
one
like-
side against a mighty predator
You know what I mean.
armed with advanced weaponry on the other. What unfolds is a story of Tarzan's struggle and conflict
just using his
against a more
abuse to his
technologically
advantage.
advanced opponent. The events unfold in the 1996 4-issue
Look,
limited
man.
crossover comic book series, Tarzan vs. Predator, published by Dark Horse Comics. The story begins in Tarzan's home Pellucidar,
Course, this
which
nigga
is
has
a
all
primeval
fucking
forest
points on
hidden
me.
within the Earth's core, considered sacred by Tarzan. He senses something is wrong when the land's greatest warriors, and even the strongest beasts, are found to be killed with their ruler gone missing. Something insane is on a killing spree in Pellucidar as Tarzan arrives on his homeland to investigate. His investigation leads him deeper to the Earth's core, at the very heart of the lost land of Pellucidar, where he is left bamboozled by what he sees. A strange group of beings in the form of the trophy-hunting predators. He is quick to understand that it was these outsiders who hunted his friends like wild animals and destroyed the sacred land of Pellucidar. This is war, according to Tarzan, who is now on the hunt for predator blood.
Why
But it
is
wasn't
he
going to
so
be easy.
bad?
Tarzan's acute senses,
I don't like
agility,
it, bro.
and greater
That
knowledge of the
motherfucker
jungle
That's a
environment
green
definitely
gang. I be
provided
beaning
an
with
edge,
that
but at the same
motherfucker.
time,
Hey,
he was
every
lost
time with that
against the much
motherfucker.
superior and advanced technology and brutality of the predators.
Cut.
Tarzan uses terrain familiarity
I was
and
ready for
tactical
it.
planning to his advantage. He constructs traps and studies the predators'
they gave me a
tactics.
bullshit.
In the final confrontation, Tarzan
fucking did.
disables the predator's technology, destroying its mask and cloaking device.
It made me
forcing to a
take
fair
it,
fight. Using agility, improvised weapons, and knowledge of the environment, Tarzan lures the predator into a vulnerable
course, he's getting
position.
that pass
Ultimately,
off.
Tarzan kills the predator in hand-to-hand combat, using a spear and his environment to
Hell
overcome
nah.
a physically superior opponent. He refuses to take a trophy, in contrast to the predator's ethos, signifying respect for nature and life. The comic emphasizes intelligence, adaptability, and primal skill over brute force and technology. Tarzan defeats the
Sharp.
predator not by matching its strength, but by outwitting it in the wild. A true battle of apex predators from different worlds. Mercenary predators, killing for profit. In the human world, we know that mercenaries kill for profit. But do some Yautja
Why is he
also
trying to
do
bully
the same?
100
Yes.
overall,
Into
bro?
the predator universe, there are rogue groups known as mercenary predators who act outside the established Yautja code and hunt purely for personal gains. These kinds of predators deviate from their
No
Yautja
foul, no
clan
out, no
and
nothing.
hunting practices and develop their own code of conduct, which are generally unethical. One such example includes the upgrade
Pussies.
predator, who is a Yautja
All that
or
fucking
human
spamming,
hybrid,
bitch.
known
You
for
can't
his
even fuck
immense
with me.
strength and size. His goal was to become a formidable hunter, for which he underwent artificial hybridization, which was not in line with
It's a
typical
slow-ass
Yautja
fucking jump
behavior.
shot,
We
bum.
also see a group of predator hunters in the 1997 comics Predator Bad Blood, which tells the story of a rogue predator called Jungle Hunter, who is so driven by a lust for killing that he goes against his own kind. This psychotic predator goes on an interplanetary killing spree with absolutely no regard to any Yautja code of honor, and hunts both Yautja and humans only for his own sheer satisfaction. The predator. Clans do not take this dishonoring of their code lightly.
Bro, why is that not a fucking standing done?
Berserker predator from the
These niggas got 99 everything. I can't stand it, bro.
Killing other
Oh no,
predators for fun. The hunting trio from the movie is a classic example of mercenary behavior, which is acting solely
I'm on
for
the
their
three.
self-interest and violating clan law.
Oh, good. Ah, man, we good. I can't stand and dunk that. Is crazy.
Predators don't kill the pregnant. Kindness from a predator, quite oxymoronic to say the least. We have already seen the power of the predators and how they
Need it.
defeat or
Oh,
kill
B.
even the most dangerous beings in the universe.
Hard work.
In fact, dangerous is what
I'm going
they
to talk my
actually
shit.
die for. Killing an unchallenging prey is never their desire. All this is due to the strict spiritual code of conduct that governs their hunting practices. And one key tenet of this code absolutely prohibits them hunting the pregnant. This rule is not only a matter of honor, but is deeply embedded in their hunting code, which values challenging hunts and respecting the most vulnerable states of life. We see a glimpse of this code of honor in the 1990 movie Predator 2, where the Predator City Hunter is on a rampage mode, killing several armed men in a Los Angeles subway. Upon encountering Leona and her partner Jerry Lambert, he is in no mood to relent and prepares to kill them both. However, upon scanning her with his biohelmet, he realizes that she is pregnant. Upon recognizing the fact, he chooses to spare her life while killing Jerry and the other gang members. Now, you can't expect this kind of kindness from a predator, but this rare behavior showcases their respect for life and affinity towards a challenging hunt rather than an act of
You say you going
indiscriminate
to grab smoke or something, Jetty?
Yeah.
Predators combating facehuggers. One important aspect of xenomorphs begins right at their larval stage. At the second stage of xenomorphs' life cycle, they produce
Wait, y'all don't want to play
parasitic
Proving Grounds?
creature which attacks and implants an embryo within a living host.
Like
These
your Proving
parasites,
Grounds,
known
Chris.
as
I'm about to feed you,
facehuggers,
Nana.
have the ability to latch onto a host and implant a chestburster embryo within their torso to subdue the hosts. Once these parasitic beings are attached, it's almost impossible
Did you ever
to
get your
remove them
veteran
because
too?
of their superior grip. Apart from regular xenomorphs, these parasitic beings can even implant an embryonic queen into their hosts, which will incorporate a percentage of the host DNA enhancing xenomorph strength. Given their animosity with the xenomorphs, the predators are always at risk of getting infected by the parasitic form and have developed their own unique
I know I do
interesting
too.
ways to
But
counter.
I didn't know
It's
if you got
difficult
what
to
you call it
remove
yet.
the facehuggers,
Are you going
not
to get it
impossible.
this week?
The predators use advanced weapons like
The one with the cat burgers. I remember you talking
which
about
can
it.
remove these parasites
I'm at
at a
65%, I
relatively
don't know.
vulnerable stage. These weapons can decapitate or even kill these parasites. Once removed, predators also employ other advanced methods like stasis tubes for transporting the facehuggers and use them as part of their hunting strategy. It has been observed that they sort of cultivate these facehuggers in artificial gaming reserves in captivity. To remove these parasites and actually breed them for fun highlights yet another brutal but advanced aspect of Yautja life. Predators weaponizing xenos. The predators are often at odds with the xenomorphs. Hence, it seems likely that they constantly develop several advanced weaponry to fight them. But do they also weaponize the xenos themselves? Well, this is not a consistent practice, but it's definitely possible. We have canonical evidence to support the fact as seen in the 2010 Dark Horse comics. Aliens vs. Predator, 3 World War.
Squad.
Broke away
Got the door
Yautja clan
started
called
never.
Killers actively
I'm about to beat the
weaponized
dog.
xenomorphs by unleashing them as biological weapons on populated worlds. These xenomorphs are controlled by the clan through implanted pheromones or restraining gears. However, this is not taken in a good light by most Yautja, and hence we see other predator clans allying with humans.
I ain't gonna lie, Driz, when you come down here, I'm licking your ass. You know that, right?
We have seen several incidents where predators seed
we be
planets with
having
xenomorph
Roman
eggs to
candle
create
fights.
hunting grounds. This is also a form of weaponizing the Xenos by using them as live training tools. A few Yautja clans,
You know what that is,
but
right?
mostly this
What the
practice
fuck is
is
Roman
considered as
candle fight?
dangerous and controversial within the predator culture.
Fireworks.
I'm cool.
Fireworks.
The fascinating language
Jay,
of
why
the
Jay didn't
Yautja,
just
we
tell me
saw
the
the
back of the
predator language for the
17
first time
Man.
ever in the 1990 movie Predator 2, where glyphs
Jerry's
related
scared
to
to
their
do the Roman
language were
candles.
seen inside
I
the
got
Predator
popped by a
ship.
firework
Since
in
then, there have been
Mississippi,
efforts to decode the Yautja language,
Yeah,
but there
twice.
is still
Maya
so
shot
much
her
to
damn
know.
self.
After all,
Like,
it's not
it hurt it so
developed
bad,
a
guy. I was
linguistic
cool
system
on
like
that
the
shit.
famous
Maya
Klingon
shot
for
her
Star
self,
Trek
bro. She had on
or
a pair of
Elvish for the
Yeezys. She was like,
elves.
why did my
However,
foot
it
burn?
contains certain identifiable symbols
I'm gonna get on his
and recurring
ass.
We gonna be
terms
drunk,
which
bro.
are
You gonna be
used
alright.
across the
I'm finna get
Predator
on his
franchise. These symbols have
Who?
also been expanded
he
in the
could've just
recurring
told me
movies
back
of the
PDA. I
franchise
thought he
by
was
being
going
displayed on gauntlet interfaces.
He just told you
and
to what?
HUDs. After visually cataloguing and
I said,
cross-referencing
Petey,
these
you could've told
glyphs,
Petey,
we have
you
an
could've told
unofficial
me.
glyph to English character
Yeah.
substitution
What's in the
chart
back in the
available
7?
with us. We know that the Yautja refer to us humans as umans and use the term haya for elders. Kindiametha is called hard meat and is often used in reference to the xenomorphs and its queen.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Carolina Panthers.
What? Why
Why
you
you
ain't,
ask that?
why you ain't just tell me to bag you a 7?
Hey, Xavier, look
He
at-
ain't here, nigga. He just, nigga, you always you come, nigga.
They
Just always tell me shit, cause sometimes he don't be here.
I mean, girl.
Shut your bitch ass up.
I don't even think we played them this season
Alright,
either.
man. I'm gonna go back.
Did
and
we
forth.
last season? We did
Yep.
maybe 2 years ago. And Aiden Hutchinson grabbed a one-hand pick or something. Y'all niggas ready? Drew, you ready? Drew, where you at?
Damn, so smooth. Move. Go. Please go. Shit. Keep doing that shit. Go. Go lay down.
What happened, Drew? What your dog do?
I want to make a new player.
Driz. Or Chris, I need one of y'all to answer this question, bro. Well, I can't use my badge elevator no more. Come on, y'all niggas, tell me. Huh? That was who? Oh. Wait, why did I just start a whole new group chat? Let her eat. Eat. Mm. 803. I'm looking. Okay, say it one more time. It started with 414. 41480. Driz. Driz. B Max. Three 406 018. Is that what you just said? And so, yeah.
Get away from over here. Stop playing on me. Hello. Yup.
Hello.
Yeah, I gotta get it Jay this week. I'm not deleted.
Is that the 262 number? Huh? What?
Oh, I got 1,000 VC.
What? I don't got Ashley number. Is that the 262 number? Or the 414 number? I don't know which one is Jess. I'm saying I don't know which one is her. Come to the door. Saying what?
Your call has been.
Oh, she's coming.
Yeah, you can. Or do you want me to?
What you're looking at is the 40 years, tens of thousands of cases, well over $1 billion won for our clients. It takes a lot more than just showing up to make that happen. Long hours, difficult, heart-breaking conversations. It's a serious business that requires the most positive attitude, kindness, gratitude, thick skin. Every day we must.
I don't want these niggas to
Our clients have been
wait, is it
so
in
much.
main beaches?
They deserve results. We
Are they being
sacrifice
kicked
for
out
our
of here?
clients and each other. No
You know they're not being
shortcuts.
kicked out of main
There is
beaches.
no
We
other
starting
way
a
to
new one.
perform at this level.
No, fuck it. It's
And
called
it's
Houston
all
now.
an honor to do business with family, friends, and our
Mine got a whole
we
new
wake
one.
up every day with a clear purpose to make as big a difference as we can. One call, that's all.
They're called main beaches.
This is my hammer.
That one's not for me.
On the streets, different places, same here. Always connected.
Yeah, but that's not main beaches. Main beaches is this one.
Is the most
Oh, you
powerful
Gerard.
being
Oh, you in the wrong one.
Me?
not
Am I?
accept that.
This is a whole different one. It started a new chat. Fuck that Miami one. We're not in our main beaches. It's confusing people.
Which one? B, you got kicked out. Right.
Gotta get back to the fray.
Welcome back, everyone.
I got
It's
kicked.
Charlie. We have a
Yes,
brand new
invite us.
Superman trailer they just released in shiny HD footage. There were
Chris, I'm
some
down with it,
potato
man.
quality versions of this, but now we have way better audio and
Right
better
here,
video
yeah.
for this. So we'll break it all down. There's a bunch of Easter eggs here. We get more Lex Luthor voiceover
Man.
and more of a couple.
We got
of
kicked out anyway.
from
Yeah.
the movie. There's going to be a bunch of them. If you're
Yeah,
brand new
okay.
to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the
Yeah.
videos. We're also going to start a ticket giveaway as soon as they do start selling tickets. I think that's going to be next week too. So we might even get some more new footage next week.
I just
Not
made
to
it
be
a new
outdone
group,
by the
man.
Fantastic Four's massive Galactus popcorn bucket. Superman seems like it's going to have some crazy popcorn.
No,
buckets.
because
I would totally
Avi
give
was the
some of
first
those
one
away
to
if I
text
had
it
a chance
at
to
9:07.
buy
It
them.
says
was
Mike,
so
not
hard
Mike
to
was
get
still
them.
in here.
There are a couple other tie-in Easter eggs that they've done as part of their marketing campaign in some of the
Mine
junior
not.
novelization, which I think are supposed to be canon to the actual story. So we'll explain those when they're relevant for some of the characters during here. But for example, the novelization actually explains that Superman, because he's been acting as Superman, like he's actually come out publicly with his Superman identity. Lois Lane has already given him the Superman name. He's been out there for a while. And
I
he's
did
already
Mila.
fought a version of
They're not allowed to
Metallo
say her
in
number,
this
though.
universe that Lex Luthor
I'll
was
punch a
also
nigga throat.
behind. So he's already been dealing with a lot of the stuff that
Driz,
Lex Luthor
hope your
has been
bitch ass
trying
heard
to
me.
do to get rid of him or replace him or control him. But starting at the beginning of the trailer, we get that new voiceover of Lex Luthor that we've seen in the previous trailers, but now actually him speaking to his henchmen around him here. What he tells them all, you're actually looking at the most powerful being on the planet, obviously talking about Superman. Not clear exactly which fight he's in. He's either in the middle of fighting the Kaiju here, or he's in the middle of fighting the Hammer of Arabia. Both fights, I think, are meant to happen a little bit earlier in the movie. But Lex Luthor is meant to be behind both of those two different threats.
Anaya.
The Hammer of Arabia is a bit more
Lay
of an Easter
the
egg.
fuck
There's a bit more going
down
on there
somewhere.
behind the scenes. But one of the first real big Easter eggs here is the henchman that's sitting to his left. Notice
Come
the
on.
haircut. Very
Come lay
special
your ass
kind
down.
of haircut there.
Y'all niggas
That's
gonna
because
join?
this is James Gunn's real life friend, Stephen Blakeheart, who actually appears in a bunch of his Guardians of the Galaxy movies as a Ravager character. He appeared during the holiday
JD
special.
talk, why
He
you keep
shows up
saying
in a
that nigga
bunch
here?
of James Gunn stuff. So it's just funny to see him put his friends in background roles with really, really funny haircuts. It's one of the reasons why he was able to get Nathan Fillion to do the Guy Gardner bowl cut from the comics. There are a lot of special cameos in the background. Some of them more secretive than others, like Michael Rosenbaum revealed that he has a secret cameo scene. It's voiceover only, but because his voice is pretty identifiable, we'll recognize his voice pretty quickly. Michael Rosenbaum, also a longtime friend of James Gunn, shows up in a lot
Lay
of his
down.
movies too, because he has been Martinex in the
Ooh.
Guardians of the Galaxy movies for many years. Would be amazing to see him show up as a multiverse version of Lex Luthor, but I'm not really expecting a whole lot of multiverse stuff during this Superman movie. The closest I think we actually get to multiverse concepts are the quantum unfolding spaces that they actually introduced during Peacemaker Season 1. It's in Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, and it's a different place that Lex Luthor seems like he controls here in this other trailer, but it's where he traps Superman briefly. Basically the exact same type of technology that Peacemaker's father has that he created his weapons locker with. Same basic idea. But I don't think this is going to be a path to him doing any like DCEU, Henry Cavill, or like any crazy multiverse Easter eggs. I think it's just there, and maybe way down the road things could change there. But we do know this Superman fight scene in front of the building with the Hammer of Arabia is meant to be a little bit earlier in the movie. I've already talked about how his suit looks like it's inspired a little bit by the designs of the Nuclear Man during Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Bit of a deep cut in the franchise. Like, you don't have to absolutely watch it, but there are actually a couple of plot twists from that movie that James Gunn is borrowing for plot twists during the new Superman movie. Not only the look of his costume here, like his star looks like the Nuclear Man's costume, but also the idea that it seems like, based on this description of the characters for the Hammer of Arabia, he has the exact same power levels as Superman. Isn't that weird? I think the rumor is that Superman clone that Lex creates, played by David Cornford, like in dual roles, like it's just two different versions of David Cornford on screen, is also the person inside that Hammer of Arabia suit, and that's why he has the same powers as Superman. Like he has heat that he's trying to blast him with, and blast it into the Chacos company here. Big Martian Manhunter Easter egg.
Martian Manhunter.
This whole building that you see him fly up is the Lord-type building, so we also might go into the building a little bit later when we meet Maxwell Lord and the Justice Gang characters like Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific. They seem like they actually team up with Superman during the Kaiju fight, though, and what's happening in the other country, the Baravia country, that's also tied to this Hammer of Baravia character, but also really secretly just Lex pulling the strings from behind the scenes, orchestrating this foreign war that's going on. Not totally clear why he's orchestrating this war that's going on. Maybe there's just something that he wants inside the country. He wants the country for some reason. During the Kaiju fight, when he saves the woman, there's been a lot of talk about the physics of this scene. Like, wouldn't she be liquefied during this? Well, I'm just guessing superhero movie logic here. But in the background, there's another Easter egg for Big Belly Burger. Big Belly Burger appeared all over the CW Arrowverse shows like The Flash, Arrow, everywhere, all the time. As of me making this video, I have not eaten all day, and now I am super hungry. Somebody go get me some Big Belly Burger. Maybe DC will do a pop-up during Comic-Con. They've done that in previous years. There's that funny back and forth of Steve Lombard and Clark Kent, Superman, making fun of each other. You're a loser. You're a loser. And we get the new scene of Cat Grant asking Lois Lane about the quote-unquote new guy she's seeing who's a little bit strange that she likes. Like, oh, I like strange. They actually explain that Lois and Clark be going for a little while when the movie picks up, and he's already secretly revealed his identity as Superman before the events of the movie. Like, we're not going to see that go down unless they do a flashback to it. One of the many important details about their whole relationship is that Lois Lane is the person who gave him the Superman name. She calls him Superman for the first time. You notice during their big fight here at Metropolis Stadium, it's the Meteors Stadium. There are a couple professional sports teams in Metropolis that Superman is a fan of. Also in the background, a lot of the advertisements around the park are Easter eggs for big DC things. Soda Cola is one of the big ones, but it also seems like Maxwell Lord's company owns the stadium itself, like it's Lord Tech Metropolis Meteors Stadium. There's been a lot of different fight footage of them in the stadium here, with him going up against that evil version of Superman. It just seems like they wail on each other. And notice it seems like the engineer tries to tag team Superman with him, because you actually see this evil Superman in the black suit, Ultraman, over in the background on the ground after Superman takes him down and then goes up against the engineer. You also see Mr. Terrific, who just seems like he got laid out by the engineer in the background too.
I chose to get my master's at Bethel because I found not only transformational academics, but a genuine community that cares about me and who I am becoming.
Midway USA has just about everything for fishing.
You can
Conserving energy is not only a great way to save money, but also to improve your home value and help protect the environment. Energy-efficient appliances, windows, and heating and air conditioning systems are sure to help you use less energy, but they are also costly. Here are some common ways to save energy around your house. In the winter, the heat in your home tries to leak out and warm up the outside. In the summer, the opposite happens. The heat outside tries to flow in and warm up your cool house. Luckily, the fix is the same for both situations. Stop air leaks. We'll look for the obvious ones first. Start with your doors. Look at each door from the inside looking towards the outside. Can you see any light around the door? If you do, that gap is a big air leak, and maybe a way in for all sorts of creepy crawlies. You can fix it by replacing the weather stripping. Find replacements at any hardware store or home center. It's inexpensive and easy to install yourself. Don't forget the frame around the door. Gaps between the frame and the wall can be a problem too. Use caulk to fill the gaps. Now look at your windows the same way. If your window's open, look for gaps where the panes overlap. You can seal these up with weather stripping. Or there might be gaps between the glass and the frame you can weather strip. If there are gaps between the window frame and the wall, seal those up with caulking. And finally, the bones of the house. Adding insulation in your attic or insulating walls will save you money on your heating and cooling bills. Insulating an attic can be done by the dedicated do-it-yourselfer. Insulating walls is better left to a pro because it requires specialized equipment. Focus on the details of your space, and you'll find some areas to improve your energy efficiency. Also, consider getting a home energy assessment by a professional, or contact us about potential energy-saving programs. To learn more about saving energy, visit us online.
Nanites, courtesy of Ray Palmer, were not enough to stop her.
Put that motherfucking
There's a lot of
rider,
nanites
put
going around
that
this movie
pole
from a lot of different characters.
Based
Based on tie-in merch, it also seems like Lex Luthor hates the kaiju because there's a toy of him with a baby kaiju, like Lex's baby kaiju. So all the
niggas not on
new
shit.
threats and fights
Y'all
that
niggas not on
he has during the trailer, the different creatures or beings that he fights, seems like they all are based on just things that Lex Luthor
Real
tries to
question is,
throw at him.
Marcus.
Which does make a lot of sense. Like, the actual nature of the movie is fairly simple. Superman trying to get rid of and destroy Superman.
That's
Here and
10,
there.
11.
Dang, who added everybody to this
many different
conversation?
ways. And a big part of the movie is just showing you how smart Lex Luthor is and how many tricks he has up his sleeve, how many different ways he tries to take on Superman. Not totally clear what all this collateral damage is going on in the background here. If this is during his fight with the Hymn of Arabia or it's during the kaiju fight, it could be either. Because it does seem like they do destroy a lot of the city during this. This is all meant to be taking place in Metropolis, obviously. There's also this brand new scene of him trying to stop the building from toppling. Seems like it's happening as part of this larger scene of the building slowly falling over during the fight. There's another scene of him with what looks like the evil version of Superman in the black suit, just like wearing a different suit later in the movie, even though there are a lot of different Easter eggs baked into that suit itself too. Ultraman, as they're calling him in the merchandise, not the Ultraman from the Crime Syndicate most people think of when they think of Ultraman in the DC universe. There was also a different scene in the janky potato quality footage where you see a better shot of Lex Luthor in front of the console inside the fortress, where it seems like he tries to take some message or something against Superman in the public, one of his next ways to try and tear him down in the public. If you listen to the longer preview footage where Crypto was actually dragging him in during the middle of one of his fights where he just seems like he got his ass handed to him and he's bleeding out and the robots heal him, there's actually voiceover from what sounds like Jor-El talking to Lara.
Highest round 66.
And it does sound a lot like Bradley
That's
Cooper.
crazy as fuck.
Rumors that Bradley Cooper is going to be James Gunn's Jor-El.
Oh, hell no.
We're actually true now. There's also a little bit more footage of him in the Fortress of Solitude with Crypto biting his ankles as he's trying to walk around, and he just turns and yells at the dog.
Am I tripping?
Very relatable.
47,
like,
66,
if you've ever dealt with small dogs
36,
like that just do not behave,
26,
you wouldn't be like that. I I've already talked about how
Something
David
I know.
Foreman has said that during the events of the movie, Superman is really just kind of dog-sitting
That's why I give it to that nigga. He was too damn deep. Oh, these niggas gave up.
But I think
Straight
the idea
up.
is that
No, but
Krypto
can
is
you
really
move?
Supergirl's dog, and she'll have a cameo at the end of the movie at some point.
I'll do you one better.
Where she shows up to pick up her dog, essentially. Because I think that Krypto might also be featured in some part in the Supergirl movie, because he is in the comic book that they're adapting for that movie. I think they're just leaning really hard on Krypto for a lot of the Superman marketing because of the way he fits into this actual movie. Mostly for comedic reasons, but also James Gunn,
I'm
he's a
gonna
dog
say fuck
person,
you right
modeled
now,
after
Driz,
his
but I'm
dog
not.
Ozu. Like
It's
that's
alright,
why
I'm
he
gonna
wrote
start
the
hearing
movie,
you, they don't want me to
Krypto.
hear it.
I
So
know.
part of
That's
the
why I
idea
said
is
I'm
you
not.
multiply
I ain't
the
too
need to
stressed
care
about you right
Krypto
now.
if you don't already, like if you're not already a dog person. Not totally clear what's going on in this scene with Mr.
These niggas
Krypto.
pissed at each other already. The game just started.
Pocket dimension, but it just seems like he uses his
That's all I'm
technology.
saying. Shit, out of
Maybe
five,
they
man.
felt Superman.
I'm
Maybe
be
this
on
is what
this
Superman gets trapped by Lex Luthor in that place.
Yeah, now you gotta go get it, son. And you fall and bust your shit.
All of the trailers they've released so far with Superman saving her from a giant kaiju fight is actually played by
Maybe
the
a little
real-life daughter of the stunt coordinator for
Diabolical
the
bears.
movie.
You laughing at
There
your
have been a
daughter
lot
in
of
there?
cases
No.
like this where you find out like crew members will just use their credits for
Sick.
certain parts in a movie. Like, we need somebody to
Sick
stand
as
here
fuck.
while we have this big green screen attack happening. Like, please just stand here for a little while and be this person. Then this tag scene in the trailer where he tells Robot 4, played by Alan
Oh my
Tudyk,
God.
they released a separate trailer for that, just explaining how they made the robots physically, but there is a combination of CG, motion capture, and practical effects. Where he says back to the fray, I think it's happening right after they kill him with the sun. I've already talked about that scene, because like, why does he scream in pain if the sun is going to make him more powerful? The point is that Robot 4 tells the other robots to transfer the levels of magnifying glass, the intensity of the sun's rays, to way beyond anything he would normally see. So the idea is that he's screaming in pain because it's healing his
You got any
broken
updates to your
bones.
team,
So it's
Paris, on
actually
my
the
team?
bones themselves that are emitting that actually causes him all the pain.
Just shy,
They only
Shay
briefly
Gill
touched
just
on
others.
this during the Henry Cavill era of
Oh,
Superman,
the
where
Vince
Zack
for Curry
Snyder's
twice
Justice
on
League,
Auctionable.
Man of Steel, that kind of stuff. Like, he
That
showed
shit
the
hurt.
pain during that, but they're actually digging a little bit deeper during the James Gunn movie, where you do actually see him bleed. Like, does he bleed? Yes, he does bleed a lot. In the comics, Superman does feel pain like anybody else. It's just that he's so powerful, it just takes a lot of force to actually deal him any kind of damage. Kind of like the level of force from somebody who has the exact same power level, which seemingly supported the idea that Lex Luthor found some way of actually cloning him and then growing that clone super fast, like baking in the oven super fast, probably inside that pocket dimension of his. There are a couple other side Easter eggs too with this tie-in material. Like we see him in the background of this other trailer creating kryptonite, which is a comic book thing. Like he can actually turn his body into kryptonite and hurt Superman. But it seems like based on the tie-in material, he is a good person, which is true to the comics. Like he's a hero character. He actually helps the heroes. But in the context of this movie, you actually notice in the cell right next to them, the girl in the dress is Sapphire Stagg, his wife, the mother of his son, Baby Joey, who you see all the tie-in material for. It basically says that Lex Luthor is holding Baby Joey hostage, forcing to help him attack Superman. Wouldn't I be surprised if Lex Luthor is also trying to take over this foreign country in Barabia because they find kryptonite there, and that's why he wants the resources of the country.
What you
If
mean?
there's any other Easter eggs or references that you spotted during this new footage that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them down.
I feel like it did the same shit last
A lot
year.
of things packed into this. Hopefully we'll see some more Easter eggs for Metallo and like some of the other threats and villains that he's faced in the past too, that we won't actually see during the movie itself. They also just started doing a lot of Daily Planet planned social media promotion, so hopefully there'll be some more Easter eggs they reveal in Daily Planet news releases. So just do it as if it's a Daily Planet newspaper they're releasing each day.
Yeah, so 20 people back in this
A bunch
motherfucker.
of Easter eggs about the movie that won't be like a really
Hey, what
big
the fuck,
presence
Abby?
in the actual film itself in theaters. During the Henry Cavill era, they started to slowly get into Daily Planet stuff. Had they have done legit Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel 3, we probably would have seen way more.
Oh,
than
you
that
just gonna
from
let
Daily
an
Planet
enemy
stuff.
just be up in there?
I literally just did a video about Christopher McQuarrie talking about his secret Man of Steel movie that he had actually cooked up with Henry Cavill back during
Oh,
the
what is
Justice
going
League
on,
debacle with
bro?
Joss
I'll
Whedon
leave
era.
this bitch.
Click here to learn about that, and click here for my other brand new Green Lantern video. There have been a bunch more trailers that James Gunn has released. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
out here missing off Hall of or Legend Diamond. Drift, you know the badge elevator shit, right? Where it goes up like +2, +3? Can you put those on anymore or no?
No, it's a nice badge.
Because after season 3, it stopped working for me.
You got all your badges? Max.
But it can't go up anymore?
No, it just elevates the badge to the max level. Like, say if you got bronze diamond, you got Hall of Fame, they upgraded to Hall of Fame.
I just thought it goes up.
Right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought that Aston Martin, y'all thought it was rented? Flexing on it, ain't it?
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire.
Girl, like I'm broke.
It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's fine.
I'm ready to go at this shit.
Stop the war.
5,000 pounds on the truck behind the mouth. Working on the avenue, food, killing some raw.
Illegally entered a country.
Fuzzy Constitution, bitch, I grew up in Jersey.
Superman? Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the
Oh, come on, Christian.
Except for me. And doing good.
I would question myself in the same
Ain't gonna sell your shit, Chris.
The consequences.
Still a highlight.
Going to die.
Real nigga, what up? If it ain't about that murder gang, then pussy nigga shut up.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Hey, what are y'all doing, bro? Yeah, not even we fucking suck. These team fucking suck. These are prestige level 9s, bro. Hey, them niggas ain't got no prestige, bro. They all body, boy.
You found out this nigga missed again, bro. And then this nigga not gonna get back on defense. Nigga 0 for 4. Legend Diamond. One more try. Go back first, so you know you right there.
Somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I create your boots. Go get them for you.
Sorry, I had to go talk to the nigga about shooting.
Oh my god, bro. You niggas, man.
Tell that nigga to stop fucking shooting. You're a defender the whole rest of the game, my boy.
Welcome back, everyone. They dropped a brand new Superman trailer. There's a bunch of new footage and Easter eggs, so we'll break it all down. If you're
One more.
brand new to the channel,
Wrong
be
nigga.
sure to subscribe to get all the videos. There's so
Give
much
it to a
stuff
nigga that's
going on.
0 and
I'm gonna
5,
order
bro.
like 15 more Superman team
Cut it.
just to handle all the videos that we're working on. Starting at the beginning of the footage, they start with the interview between Lois Lane and Superman. It's meant to be a reference, I think, to the Christopher Reeve original
That was
Superman
too
movie,
easy, by the
My
way.
Night with Superman, where she basically interviews
Jeez.
Superman. But in this context, she already knows that Clark Kent
It ain't any
is
better.
Superman, and they've been together for a little while. But the big twist is she actually gives him a real interview, like she actually grills him on a bunch of issues that Superman just tackled, like the war in
Oh, for
Arabia,
six.
the war that we've been seeing going on in that foreign country in the previous trailers.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire.
It's meant to be connected to something that Lex Luthor
Yams.
is doing. It's
Oh,
implied that he's somehow
my
behind what's happening with
sweet
the war.
baby
Like someone is
Jesus.
trying to take over the foreign country, but he's trying to actually take control of it himself through another country that's invading it. So it's really Lex Luthor just manipulating the strings. Not really clear why he wants what's in Arabia or why he wants the country. But the way they
Ooh,
explained in
bitch.
their interview, Lois
Point
Lane was
guard.
like, did you consult with
Almost
the
got
Department of Defense? And actually, while they're showing the Department of Defense, they actually show Rick Flag, who's supposed to be in charge of
Coming around.
Argus right
All the way
now
around.
during the context of this
Come
movie.
on, boy.
So I think that's because when things pick up, they're actually carrying forward from Peacemaker Season 1, because we just got that Peacemaker Season 2
They selling?
where Amanda
They're selling.
Waller's daughter outed all the shady stuff that she was doing with Argus. So I think that's why she's out in present day, and why Rick Flag
That's
Sr.,
not a steal.
who we just
That's
saw
not a
during
steal.
Future Commandos, Frank Grillo's character.
So you shut the fuck up when I'm talking to you,
Out
boy.
of here, bro.
And
This
that's
nigga
why
got
you see
4
him
fouls
arresting
in the
Superman
first half.
with the evil version
0
of
for
Superman
6.
and the engineer
Get
in
his
what seems
bitch
like the
ass
US
up out
Army.
of here.
A lot of people asking why
You
would
shut the
Superman
fuck up
ever
when
let
I'm
himself
talking to
be
you,
arrested?
boy.
I think that's because
Yes,
of a twist that's supposed to happen in the movie where
Bro, that
Lex
nigga is
Luthor
funny,
actually
bro.
breaks into the fortress
That's
of
the,
Solitude, because
Dynamite
we do
nigga
get a
or
lot
some
of good
shit.
footage of that. And it seems like he takes some
Thanks, son.
communiques from Krypton and his father Jor-El and twists them in a way to basically use social media against
That
Superman.
is actually
Sort of like
insane.
the Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home Mysterio situation where Mysterio
5,000 pounds on the
uses
top of my
social
own
media
get them
against
off. Working on the
Spider-Man.
top of
And
New
then
York.
at some point in the movie, somehow Lex Luthor is able to turn the world against Superman. Like, he becomes a very unpopular person for a little while until he wins people back again.
I just feel like I'm the only nigga.
Relationship with Lois
Yeah,
Lane,
you're
though, the way
dying,
that James
bro.
Gunn explained it, he's actually very much in love with her and wants to be in the relationship, but it's actually her who needs the
Yeah, I know that was a dot.
She's not totally
You don't
sure
gotta tell
that
me,
it's
Drew.
worth the trouble of going out with someone like Superman. There's so many practical issues that would come with actually going out with someone, with being with someone like that she's not sure she wants that responsibility. But I think part of the idea is
It just
that
need
he
one more
obviously
chance.
winds up
Oh,
winning her
Chris
over
gave
over
it
the
to him.
course of this movie too. But they're not meant to be married or anything like that. Like they've just been going out for a little while when the movie picks up, and she has already learned that Clark Kent is Superman. And if it wasn't clear, they pretty much imply here that they've been living together for a little while too. Like this is their apartment together. He makes a Walter Cronkite reference, so Walter Cronkite is canon to the DCU now. This might be one of Mr. Terrific's
No
ships
fucking
in the
way. Oh yeah,
streets
Chris.
outside,
Come on,
just because
take
we've seen a lot of battle
bitch
scenes outside with people
ass
climbing out of a ship.
light
Notice
skin.
there's part of a building.
So I know why I
that's
like
missing.
light
This
skins
is
now,
probably
cause y'all
after one of the
sensitive
big
and y'all
battles in
bitch.
the movie. When she says
you like
recently
me?
he's come under a lot of fire.
Shut
for
the
a lot
fuck
of
up,
things,
Drew. You wanna be
like
light
the war
skinned.
of
Fuck I
Arabia
know.
and his actions during that. This
You know
is
you wanna
basically
be
setting
light
the stage
skinned,
for
nigga.
Lex Luthor to use social media against him. As you hear Lex Luthor's narration during the trailer, he talks about how the world is basically obsessed with Superman in a good way, and he can't stand that way, but he will not let that stand. So one of his big missions to fight Superman in the movie, in addition to like regular ways that you would fight Superman using a bunch of other science, he also tries to turn public opinion against him.
That's fine.
There's one detail that you probably noticed during the beginning of the trailer too. When the person throws the
nigga's old.
can at the back of
He
his
great.
head, he doesn't blink anymore. So they updated the take, maybe with special effects, or they used a different take, because yes, obviously Superman would not flinch if somebody threw a common soda can
You guys
at him.
pass
Like,
by
he
me,
wouldn't feel
guys,
anything.
me.
Like, he wouldn't
I'm
even
here.
feel it, basically.
I'm here.
They intercut some footage of
I'm,
him on fire with
pissed.
it burning his
What
suit.
the
It seems
fuck
like this
was
is
that?
when he's fighting Kaiju. We get the corresponding footage of it, like basically breathing all the fire on him.
Hey, my rebound, get up, Chris.
Lex
Oh, damn.
Luthor also creates that Kaiju too. It kind of makes sense. Lex
Coming
Luthor's
around, Chris?
behind most of the big threats that he faces in the movie. We get the same shot of the people at the Daily Planet watching the news. That's Cat Grant over on the left, Jimmy Olsen on the right, Steve Lombard behind Lois Lane here. This is him submitting to Lex Luthor's people here, the engineer, this evil version of Superman in the black suit. People have been making the Black Noir jokes just because of the
my
Black Noir twist
sweet
in the
baby
Boys
Jesus.
comic book. They are doing this
How
in the
the
Boys TV
fuck
show,
do you
but in the
miss
Boys
that?
comic book, Black Noir is secretly just a clone.
That's
of
what I get for not
Homelander.
giving it to
In
Dre,
the
it's like
context
this.
of the Superman movie, this person in the black suit is just a clone of Superman that Lex Luthor has
I just don't get how the
created
fuck
and
you
is
missed
using
that.
to fight Superman. Who did you
Dre,
get that
am
can
I
actually
tripping?
hurt Superman? Well, there are people that can use magic. Magic
niggas
is
really
able to
that
hurt
ass
Superman.
down here playing
There's
like you.
also another Superman that has the exact same powers.
Oh, my whole
There are a lot of
team
different
ass
fight
right
scenes
now.
across the trailer with him fighting this evil Superman in different forms too. I'll explain when we get to those parts. But I think part of the idea is that he submits to them, allows himself to be arrested. This is a bit of like a Henry Cavill Superman Man of Steel reference where he submitted to the military. Like, okay, I will let you pretend like you're arresting me.
Bye.
Superman in this
Oh my
movie
God,
does
that's
that
the
because
Jurius.
he's
He better
trying
make
to
the
turn
shit.
public opinion back towards himself. Like he wants to make everybody else feel safe. Like he is not the villain here. whereas Lex Luthor is trying to play it as if he is the threat
I
and
scared
he needs
him.
to stop him. Very on brand for Lex Luthor to play things like he's
This
the
nigga
hero
Drew is
and
pushed that nigga out
Superman's
of
the villain.
my.
Lois Lane raises the issue if Superman thinks that he's above laws. They actually tackled this issue during Invincible Season 3 with Power Flex's character, who tried to use the legal
Dude, you gotta
system
warn me when
to
you're
go
cutting,
after
my boy.
Invincible because of all the damage that he caused in his fight with Omni-Man. In the way that the lawmakers in that universe said it, is that he's way too powerful.
I had
for
a
them to
nervous,
try
bro.
and
That's
ever-
why he
He's
shot.
gonna let it pass. Like nobody's gonna try and arrest Invincible in that universe. This is just a Superman movie addressing how the DCU would tackle that issue. Not totally clear when this scene is happening, but Lex Luthor just looks like a total asshat. Like just the way he's supposed to come off, like he's supposed to feel like he's really, really punchable. It seems like he's just monitoring some operation he's trying to pull against Superman. He's trying to take Superman down, and he's just happy with the way things are going. When she asked him if he consulted with the U.S. president, there have actually been scenes in
That nigga's just staying down the court like he's doing something. He's not touching it.
Superman tries to justify his actions to her by saying that he's not really representing the United States specifically or another country specifically. He's just trying to be Superman, a person of the world, helping the world itself. All
Damn.
this collateral damage
Go back down the
building
court, my
going
nigga.
down
We don't
in the
need you on
background
defense.
Seems like it's during his fight with the evil version of Superman, maybe in one of his different forms, because there was a scene they released of him fighting the Hammer of Arabia.
Alright,
That's
you
what
too.
they
Right here,
call
Chris.
his
Don't you
character
almost
with
got
the
take.
star on his arm.
Okay.
The giant suit using the laser beams to fire at him, the heat vision. Notice it looks just like Superman's heat vision. Supposedly that's because it's just the evil Superman wearing a different suit earlier in the movie before you see him in the black suit.
It's not a steal. Right here. Better hit. Good charge, nigga. Foul the fuck out. I'm tired of you. Oh yeah, good D.
It's refreshing when things feel just right, like your auto insurance.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's put on Toyota all-wheel vehicles. Toyota. Let's go
Oh
places.
my. Oh yeah.
How do you run a digital bank that stays ahead of digital attacks? Security is your job. It's also ours. You need a partner to stop cyber attacks before they happen, so your business can
I got
succeed
one.
without interruption. Microsoft Security.
And it's just Lex Luthor creating the Hammer of Arabia identity.
I got
Just
1, 1,
using
1, 1,
Superman
1,
for that.
2,
So
1.
he basically has the exact same powers as Superman.
finna get
And
this
it's actually
rod
in all
up
the
in here, that
newspapers
folder
that they were reading through the Hammer of Arabia.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
terrorizes
pose to that nigga.
downtown.
The fuck.
I think that's meant to be one of the opening fights of the movie, like in the first couple minutes of the movie.
Nah, you
Arabia
need
is
fucking
also
help.
meant to be that foreign country
I don't
where
think
the
it- I don't
war
think
is
God
going
used
on
the Holy
during the
Spirit
movie
can help
where he
me.
goes to help, he says. Him falling to the
Fucking
ground
dead.
and creating that little crater that like falling on the ground and
Come
then
on.
helping him out. Like
That
here's
compliment.
Superman feels a lot like Spider-Man.
Get right
too.
all the way,
the
nigga.
regular people were just helping Spider-Man on the
Crazy
screen.
work.
Like just all the people feeling like
Crazy
he's a good
work.
person. Just reinforcing
Bro, I hate
the
when
idea
niggas miss
that he
off
was a good
Legend
person and
Dimer
people
plus-
loved him. Get up,
plus-
Spider-Man. Get up,
Why the
Superman.
fuck are you missing?
I'm assuming that's during his
You're
fight
wide the
with
fuck open,
evil
bitch.
Superman at some point during the movie. Either
Why
when
you a
he's in the
bitch
black
now? Your
suit
mama don't
or
love you.
earlier in the movie when he's in the Hammer of Arabia scene.
Nah.
When he says, "Hey, buddy," he's talking to the Hammer of
Oh
Arabia. Like
my
it's just after that
God.
scene where he lasers that building, and we find out that it's actually the Lord Tech.
Lobby, Juris.
Maxwell
Can you
Lord
do that or
Tech,
no?
Who we just saw,
It's a
John
seven.
Gunn playing during the Peacemaker.
That nigga said, "Can you do that,
when
Juris, or
He's
no?"
actually trying to make
This
it
nigga
onto
stole
the
it
Justice League or
from me
Justice
and missed
Gang's
it.
team. That's the name of their team. We actually get a couple more scenes of them in this trailer too. We get a longer
Nigga
scene
still
of Lex
fucking
Luthor,
dribbling,
the
bro?
engineer, the evil version of Superman,
Bro,
and
bro.
this test mocker breaking into
what?
the Fortress of Solitude.
He
This
gone, he
definitely
gone.
feels like Christopher
This
Reeve
nigga
era, where Lex Luthor
reaching
broke into the Fortress of Solitude
with
and
5
this test
fouls.
mocker
Why?
just came with him, like his girlfriend came with him.
Now his buddy
Also
reaching.
very on
Shoot
brand
him.
for Lex Luthor just to take his girlfriend around the
Shoot
world
him
with
too.
him, even though she's probably not really doing that much to actually help him. really the engineer is the one that's doing a lot of the work here with the evil version of Superman. And I also think that's how he gets into the Fortress of Solitude, is that the Fortress just recognizes the DNA of this evil Superman and thinks that it's regular Superman, so it opens the door. That's one of the security protocols that the Fortress has. Kryptonian security. It is coded with Superman's DNA, which is probably also why Supergirl can get in, because she shares some DNA, like he's part of his family biologically. We're supposed to get a Millie Alcock Supergirl cameo scene at the end of this movie, I think, where she comes to pick Crypto up. I think during the movie, the way they've talked about it is that Superman is just a dog sitting Crypto for her, and Crypto is really her dog. But basically during this scene, you see the engineer and the evil version of Superman just completely ripping through all of the different robots here. R.I.P. to these robots.
Oh, good screen.
We get a little bit of her powers too. We didn't see in the previous trailer. Her body basically works
Oh yeah, I got the box out, Chris.
T-1000 during Terminator 2. She can also interface with.
That's not a foul.
But it seems like this is where Lex Luthor steps up to the Kryptonian console and gets the information that he needs and uses it against Superman. You also get a cool background look at the Fortress of Solitude, a much better look at all the different rooms in the background.
Damn, Drake.
And Ma Kent, who gives us the moral message of the actual movie,
right here,
which you see in a lot of other movies.
about.
Kent typically does this in all the movies that he appears in. Basically explain to Superman his responsibility to the world. And in the last couple of weeks,
so many niggas missed my lives today, man. It's pissing me off.
Is the supposedly
I know that was not on you. That was on the I'm just thinking about Dalen.
Like whatever it is, it's just something else that Lex Luthor has created. This looks like a flashback to Superman.
Where Jamie at?
Boy. James Gunn also clarified that the Kent farm, they actually live in a double-wide trailer, not a traditional farmhouse like we've seen in previous Superman movies or TV shows, because he said he wanted it to feel more like the
That's
Missouri
me. I got 3 seconds. I ain't gonna lie.
Around, instead of like your traditional Superman big farmhouse. So the idea is that Superman is meant to have grown up extremely poor, like in extreme poverty. I think it's also meant to be a nice contrast with someone like Lex Luthor who has nearly infinite money. Just wait till he meets Batman, Bruce Wayne, if he hasn't already. He'll make Lex Luthor seem like he's poor. There's a great shot of Mr. Terrific getting out of his ship with his T-Spheres. This seems like it's part of that scene in the foreign country where he saves
Look at Chris got a triple-double in the beginning of the fourth.
Evan Fillion's character using his Green Lantern ring to take out some of the forces here. Not totally clear what's going on here with Mon Pa Kent helping him while he's passed out.
My turn to rebound.
Probably
Watch
after
out. Get out my way.
Battles in the movie.
Down there with you.
But I do love the way at the end of the trailer that they have the corresponding scene of him waking up, like coming back to consciousness with Crypto just on top of him,
beat his
like
ass.
a normal dog would rest on
back
top
in
of
my
him.
jersey,
If you've
got
ever
his
had a
ass
dog,
beat.
no matter how big the dog is, the dog will always try to sleep on top of you. I've grown up my entire life having labs for the most part. They're not the biggest breed of dogs, but they're much bigger than Crypto. In every single one of those labs, no matter how big they got, would always try to sleep on top of you. We also see Lois Lane inside his childhood bedroom on the Kent farm. She seems like she's absolutely out cold here.
Oh my God!
Shots, like childhood awards,
They just made me miss my first 3. I was trying to go to 100%.
From high school, from Smallville High School. We get a scene of what seems like the pocket universe that Lex Luthor has created, where he traps Superman.
The right stick, I was accidentally holding it down.
Is here too for some reason. Not totally sure why she's wearing that dress. These people in the suits are Lex Luthor's people wearing the armor that he creates. I think the reason why Metamorpho is in that cell with them, helping them subdue Superman, is because he uses his powers to change himself into Kryptonite. Like he can literally transform himself into Kryptonite, like you see during the cartoons here. We get a little voiceover from Lex Luthor, who's referring to Superman as an it, treating him like an alien thing. Not totally clear what's happening in this scene with all the dust all around him, but he's near street level. As you can see, the street lamps around him. So it's probably when all those big buildings are blowing you kisses all game. Up all those clouds of smoke. We get an aerial scene of the Justice Gang. They're calling them in their suits. Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Mr. Terrific. I think this is meant to be during the big fight with the kaiju, just based on the corresponding footage. Then we actually see him fighting the engineer and that evil version of Superman in the stadium in Metropolis. I think this is meant to be one of the final fights of the movie. Not totally clear what's going on here, where you see this chasm open in the middle of the river to Metropolis, but it looks a little bit like the technology in Lex Luthor's pocket dimension. And notice the coloration is kind of purple.
I'm
This
just
just seems like
bullshitting.
something
I'm
that
back
Lex
to pass.
Luthor does. It seems like
More
this is
shots.
after he comes back to consciousness, like he starts to feel better, he's healed a little bit. Ma Kent comes along and says, I've cleaned your boots, like I've cleaned your suit, time to put it on and take off again.
Oh yeah, I'm down here with the big boys.
Who Hawkgirl is pushing out the window here. There's a brief new scene of Jimmy Olsen having a little bit of fun with Clark Kent and him playing it up as if he's hurting him just a little bit. David Cornswit's Clark Kent performance so far, at least in the footage that we have seen, does seem very much like Christopher Reeve's version of Clark Kent. There's a scene of Miss Tessmacher taking a selfie with Superman fighting the Hammer of Baravia, or the evil Superman in the Hammer of Baravia suit. Also, like I said, seems like it's at the beginning of the movie.
One more jersey.
There's a brief scene of the engineer using her nanite powers to go after Superman in the stadium fight. This scene is actually of Superman throwing Lex Luthor's desk across the room in his office. There's a scene of Lex Luthor taunting him, drinking from his mug. Then we actually see Mr. Terrific seeming like he helps Lois Lane make it into Lex Luthor's pocket dimension. I think that's what this space is. Like it's a special pocket dimension that he traps all those different experimenting on people.
Yeah, Chris.
We get a little metamorphosis in his powers, and then it seems like Superman is also inside this pocket dimension space fighting the evil version of Superman. Notice to see laser vision coming at him from the distance. That's why I think he's fighting the evil version of Superman in here. This also might be from one of the final fights in the movie. Would not be surprised if he winds up destroying this space too, like it doesn't exist after the end of the movie. They kind of got into this phenomenon during Peacemaker Season 1, where like his dad had his own pocket dimension, and it also shows up during the Peacemaker Season 2 trailer. Funny enough,
we did a weak
to
ass
show that it has access to the multiverse. So maybe that's also true of what's happening during this movie too, where like it's possible to travel to other dimensions using some of this technology. But I don't expect James Gunn to do a whole bunch of multiverse stuff during the actual Superman movie.
Oh yeah, Monk was there with you, Chris.
Season 2 trailer. This is part of that same extended scene that we got earlier this year, like the extended footage where the Kryptonian robots are healing a bunch of broken bones and fractures that he has, using an enhanced version of the sun with this giant Kryptonian magnifying glass to basically enhance the sun's rays to many, many times their normal strength. Really easy way for Superman to quick heal himself, fly through the sun, or just sit under a really, really powerful magnifying glass. And they end the trailer with that Crypto resting on top of them while he's been passed out asleep on his bed.
Oh yeah.
Also in the background, there's another James Gunn Easter egg.
Right here, Chris.
James Gunn
Grading for you.
He likes his posters.
More assists added to your name.
The Mighty Crabjoys is meant to be a joke
Made me go
on
in.
boss tones, but it's shown up in a couple different series, a couple different places. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see references to that band in other future productions. Like it already showed up.
I like the AI. That nigga got a file out. I like
There's a bunch of
too.
new stuff going on during the trailer here. Everybody just post all your reactions in the comments below. If there's any Easter eggs that you think you spotted that I didn't talk about during this video or my previous Superman videos, just write them below in the comments too. Just because we're getting closer and closer to the movie coming out, we'll probably get more trailers in the next couple months. We will probably get another trailer in the next month or so. Of course, whatever they wind up releasing, I will do a video for it. Because we're in the middle of the upfronts right now too, it's kind of trailer fest this week. Marvel did release a couple of trailers. I'll try to do videos for that stuff and get it out as soon as possible. So be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. But there'll be a bunch more Superman and Green Lantern stuff coming soon. Everybody click here for all my other Superman footage and trailers, and click here for that Peacemaker Season 2 trailer with the Justice Gang. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Let me play one more.
Alright, what do you think?
Dry skin, help you stay hydrated and healthy looking all day with CeraVe facial moisturizing lotions.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Boss, and this is an in-depth breakdown of everything you missed in Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts! As mind favorite Marvel movie since Avengers Endgame. I've now seen it 4 times, and I've combed through every scene and found so many interesting details, Easter eggs, connections, and visual themes that collectively make this movie really great, and I'm hooked to share with you what I found. And while I'm so grateful that you watch these new Rockstars videos, I think the best way to support what we do here is to grab something from our merch store, nerdnet.shop, like one of our Thunderbolts designs. The opening Marvel Studios title card jumps right into the flashing comic book images on the surfaces of the rotating Marvel letters as usual, but quickly they're overtaken by shadow, which also silences the sounds of Michael Giacchino's Marvel Studios theme until we're left in silence with a monochromatic dark version of the studio logo, visually foreshadowing the threat the Void will inflict in this story. But before we even get to that, if you look closely, the flashy comic images that we see that typically show Captain America, Iron Man, and others now show only
Thirsty as fuck, man, with water.
issues since its comic debut in 2000. There's the short hair Century from the recent Jason Lou series, which ended in May 2024. I think actually this is the most recently published Century comics released by Marvel Comics by the time this film was released. There's the retro Golden Age design Century from the 2009 The Age of Century run by Jeff Parker and Paul.
Are y'all in a game?
No.
There's this image of
Oh, it like put me in a game and then took me out one of one. I don't know what happened there. I'm back in the lobby. Come to the door.
Huh?
Like I have my jersey on right now. I don't know what the fuck was happening. Yeah, I'm joining back. Fuck this shit. What the hell?
So Century was created in September 2000.
They like fake put me in a game.
Wanted to create Marvel Superman, but not in terms of values, rather just power set. And they chose to introduce him in an interesting way as a man struggling with addiction and mental health who didn't even realize he had superpowers. Rick Veitch, who co-developed the character, had the idea to market his introduction as a meta figure who has supposedly been part of Marvel's comics history from
Baby, where you put my water bottle?
1940s golden age, and then existed in all the eras through the Stanley and Jack Kirby Silver Age due to some cataclysmic event. Everyone in the universe forgot about Century's existence, including Bob himself. So he
Woman, be quiet.
flashes back to memories of being a superhero named Century, who had taken a super soldier serum 1,000 times more potent than the one given to Steve Rogers that gave him the power of 1 million exploding suns. He could manipulate reality, use telepathy, fly, and go toe-to-toe with pretty much every Marvel character, including Harold Terrax, Dr. Doom, Spider-Man. He calls on Century fought Galactus to a stalemate.
Got her.
And most famously, he rips Ares
God
in
damn,
half.
what
Century
going
also
on?
shares his consciousness with a dark, malevolent entity called the Void.
Last one, baby. Dump's coming in there, suck your toes.
In place of the normal comic images on the studio logo is a
Yeah,
reference to this in-universe retcon that happened in the comics. The idea in the comics is that Century is supposed to have existed in our universe since the beginning. It's not that his Watchtower gets built on top of Avengers Tower. It's the opposite. Avengers Tower got constructed over the site the Watchtower was. Just no one knew it was there. And I just like that the opening
You the one that said no, you said
the way Century was introduced in the comics. Now the Void has a similar, supposedly ancient origin, speculated to be a
Who knocked the door?
that then latched on to Bob when he became Century.
Where you at, Jake?
Roots maybe as far back as the Old Testament, like part of the plagues of Egypt. But part of Bob's struggle with the Void is that he's not quite sure if the Void is really just a symptom of his shame or not. This movie asks the question, does that darkness we all feel come from someplace real outside of ourselves? Something that was always there before?
You trying to get to your head?
She was licking the
Or is it an
She's trying to get some
that
milk.
comes from our own experiences, something we all create together, and therefore something we
She don't eat it, but she got
to
her.
get through together. And that void is actually where we open with Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh.
Baby, I'm the best out of all these niggas. That nigga still. That nigga, I don't even know.
Natasha Romanoff, and now working in special ops for Val. We see her tight and close up as she closes her eyes.
I'm purple.
As her voiceover
Purple
says,
mean you
"There's
the
something
best.
wrong with me."
These niggas ass. And I'm gold. That nigga don't even got his shit shown. Chris is silver. He the second best.
My shit is stuck at 0%. I
don't want to hear it, nigga. You out.
My shit, bro, we went on the streak yesterday and my shit didn't even move up 1%, nigga.
So low. Who went in? This nigga JD.
Really,
Shit. Who's that nigga Jersey? Everybody you JD.
I'm doing it.
You gotta just renew the 2K for
why she's jumping off a building, or if she even has a parachute. Also, it recalls Natasha's
at first it wasn't enough.
from the cliff on Boromir and Avengers
Yeah,
Endgame.
let's
It puts Florence Pugh through
Maybe like my
a
outfit.
graceful jump that she actually did. And it feels like a bit of
Wow.
redemption for the
Kinda
character,
gay.
considering the most
For real?
refined moment for many
Yeah.
people.
Still got a shirt on under.
I see
It'd be a
it
best shot of
outside.
her doing a very
I
crazy
don't
jump.
think they
This
will.
jump is awesome.
Okay,
Yelena
pick a
lands
shirt.
atop another building and takes down a guard in an ox hat.
I don't be buying shirts,
This is the logo of
clothing.
Valve's holding company, Ox Group. OXC was mentioned in
I don't
recent
know.
comics.
I don't be
2023's
buying shit on
Thunderbolts
this
Volume
order.
5 #1 has a secret that
I like that.
version of Valentina Allegra de
This?
Fontaine that gives Bucky intel that he raced about to form a new Thunderbolts team. Beyond
I
that, there's
don't
no
know if I got any
history
plans
to
for that.
OXC in the comics, and the company might have just
Fuck
been
is
created
this?
for this movie. It seems to be taking the place of Oscorp,
Turkey,
the weapons
turkey,
company of Norman Osborn, who
turkey,
plays Valve's role as a director of the Thunderbolts in the
I know that
1980s
match.
era
That's it.
comics,
I'm
which started
riding
around
all the free
2009,
shit.
which then leads to Dark Avengers. Norman Osborn and Oscorp, of course, are Sony properties as they're in the Spider-Man orbit. Yelena fights her way through this building as director Jake Schreier stays in a smooth overhead long take, showing Yelena gracefully and deadly moving down this hall, creating a stunning visual of long shadows, which is another visual foreshadowing of The Void, how it flattens victims into long shadows just like this. This whole movie, whether or not Yelena realizes it, she is fighting
Girl,
her
don't smack your lips. I'm
Among
eating
Yelena's
so
moves
hungry.
is the firing of her electrifying
You wanna
windows
sleep
spikes,
treat?
the wrist
You
projectile
wanna
she
sleep
inherited
treat?
from Black Widow.
When we
Natasha
fucking
is a
cool,
voice offer
summertime,
used in Hawkeye.
time
Now,
to
the
get
music we are
fucking
hearing in
skinny.
this sequence and throughout the film was composed by Sunlux, the amazing band and composer group who
Ah, baby,
composed
you done now,
all at
boy.
once. And it just plays so well against a group of characters who are going through a
Read in
similar
here.
journey of being sucked into their own personal everything bangles. We realize that Yelena's opening narration is actually her talking to a bound guard from the Ox Group in this lab as she tries to access this intersection with tubes of serum that she needs to destroy under orders from Val. Our colleague Matt Pat, formerly of Game Theorist and Film Theorist, who I actually met at the Thunderbolts premiere, tweeted that this taped guard might have been him, but he was joking. This actor is credited as Matt Einhorn. You don't share the first name though. Get Matt Pat in the MCU. He was great in Five Nights at Freddy's. Yelena finds a guinea pig in this maze, and I wonder if this guinea pig might have been given any versions of the serum Bob received.
Oh,
The
yeah,
maze
change
that
my
the guinea
fit.
pig has to navigate mirrors the maze of shame rooms that they will have to navigate to the center of Bob's mind in Final Act. Now, in the background on the far end of this room are the two frozen shadows of the first Ox Group techs that Bob/Century voided. They're just still there, floating behind Yelena in a lot of these opening shots. And I like how
They
she's
both just want you in here.
and so
There's no reason.
that she doesn't even comment on the spooky shit that clearly went down here. But it tells us that Bob and Project Century were a recent breakthrough. And now that we've seen the movie, do these two guys ever get unvoided when the crisis gets resolved at the end of the movie? Do they wake up on a floor that's been blown up by Yelena? Does Val's goon Holst wake up unvoided on a crashed helicopter? Or in the midair spot the moment he
Yeah, some of me stuck right here. Do you want the cover?
blip logic here. Thank you
Oh, no.
to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Mother's Day comes around like clockwork. For some
Go
of us,
get her
that's no
away
problem.
to.
But for any of you who
Come
have
on.
a fraught relationship with your
Come here.
mothers, it can be a source of significant stress.
Oh, no,
and
she wants you.
That's the exact kind of thing
Oh, this nigga little.
Go to your daddy.
BetterHelp makes starting therapy easy. Anxiety
Go to your daddy.
peaks in the late springtime. With BetterHelp, you can nip it in the bud. The majority
They
You want to
keep
take
them
your
on my
center
head.
spot? Shit, I want it to be your power for it, nigga. I want to be guard center, Chris.
Fill out a questionnaire, and you will match with a therapist in as little
What are
as
you
a couple
trying to
days.
do?
Easily switch therapists anytime.
He got 96 board. I forgot what else he got. Basic center shit.
Well qualified, and their customer support team is there to help you if you have any questions.
Ooh, you're making me feel like I'm naughty. I liked it.
5-star rating on Trustpilot. BetterHelp is a platform you can
You're
use.
hurt.
BetterHelp help you rule your
I think
anxiety so it
all
doesn't
that
bother you.
hard.
Click the link in the description, scan the QR code, or go to betterhelp.com/newrockstars and get 10% off your first month of therapy. But this scientist with a gun explains that Val doesn't understand what happened here.
Hey.
Project Century is worried about the end of the world.
No,
This scientist can
baby.
space shove out in the struggle, and Yelena
I
walks up when
already
the
know how
guinea pig as
these
the floor
things
this lab was on explodes. And according to behind the scenes material, this movie's production actually set off practical charges for this shot.
No, you're not.
Jumping off of that building in the morning. And then
I got
do
high
it, get in there.
this bill, Chris. I can grab your overalls while you get.
So why you can't read it here?
Washington, D.C., where, if you
Huh?
look closely, you can see the Capitol building
Hey, a lot of
with the
candy.
Washington Monument
You put it right
with
here.
scaffolding around it to repair some damage.
Justin.
Which is a fun little detail referencing the recent
Nigga.
Red Hulk battle in Captain America: Brave New World, which included Red
You
Hulk
good,
leading
Chris.
after Sam Wilson from the White
This
House.
nigga
spraying
was-
part of the Washington Monument. Poor
My
Washington
bad, B.
Monument. Between this and Spider-Man: Homecoming, it's just had a rough go, but I'm sure MJ would say it's because of this.
Jay, do you know my rule? If I pass it,
Barnes is now an elected
elected congressman. Now, in
Fuck
Customary
them.
World, he mentioned having a fundraiser to go to, and we found out that he was a
I
newly
tucked up.
elected congressman. Here, reporters talked to him about the day's hearing, and he mentions his constituents.
I'll switch it
in
every time,
Brooklyn.
Chris. My
Bucky and
bad.
Steve grew up in Brooklyn, depending on how the districts are
What?
divided in the
I
MCU.
told the
Bucky
drop.
will be representing the 8th district, which in our reality is King Jeffrey's district, the House Minority.
Oh, yeah, B.
Really all the
This bitch up burning.
Remember your ABC?
What? Oh, this bitch up burning, B.
And the Walmart address over
It was late. It was late.
Walmart has dancing shoes? The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Disney.
Oh my god.
I just told you that shit, nigga.
Damn. They just put his shoulder into me.
Consider this your invitation out. We're getting away from it all. Brings you closer together.
Bro, what the fuck is this nigga
On
doing?
the outside, changes you on the inside. Visit KOA.com to book your camping getaway.
Our phones were made to help us connect.
I'm spamming A to you, Dirk.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
There's always gotta reach.
Let's find us
Reach.
again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
All the Brooklyn districts
Yoki.
Democratic, and I would just be
Yogi
curious
back.
to know what kind of campaign Bucky ran.
Ye-
Because unlike
boo
Senate
boo.
seats, which can be appointed by a state senator, House seats are left empty until a general election or
Bitch
special
ass.
election happens to fill them. So Bucky definitely won an election.
Dancing on your
Because
grave
one
like that
contested,
after
but
we
people
win.
had to mark his name on a ballot, and I just think that's
Mhm.
solid people. Because Bucky has never given any indication, as recently as the Falcon and Winter Soldier, that he would ever want to sit
Christopher
in office. But
Columbus.
since Soviet Accords have been repealed according to episode 8 of She-Hulk, and of course since Bucky Barnes, the veteran who fought alongside the Avengers in the Battle of Earth, I'm assuming there were some local leaders in Bucky's hometown neighborhood who urged him to run. Actor Wendell Pierce, who will also play Daily Planet editor Perry White in DC Studios' Superman this summer, plays in this movie Congressman Gary, the chairman on this hearing on articles of impeachment against Val, who we learned in Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the director of the CIA in the MCU. Val corrects Congressman Gary on the pronunciation of her name. It's not Fontaine, but DeFontaine, and mentions the Secretary of Defense as Anderson. So keeping track, the U.S. Secretary of State in the MCU is played by Toby Ziegler, actor Richard Schiff, and the Secretary of Defense is this guy, Anderson.
What's up, man?
Two ex-presidents that we know of, Thaddeus Ross, Harrison Ford, and recently James Ritson, played by Dermot Mulroney. Val's signature hairstyle color is now silver, and she wears a white suit, white being the historic suffragette color worn by modern feminist politicians. Many have pointed out the visual similarity between her look and Tulsi Gabbard during her confirmation hearings in early 2025. But this season,
No way.
Gabbard was nominated.
Why they make me go up like a
Before
bitch?
anyone knew how the 2024 election was going to play out. Gary says that before serving as the CIA director, Val chaired Oxford, which answers some questions about why she recruited John Walker, the Falcon Winter Soldier, and recruited Yolanda as a Black Widow. But it does have us wondering about her marriage with Everett Ross, who's been part of the CIA. Like, was it a CIA connection? Did he know what group she was involved with? Did he know? Val testifies. Right now, there are several rogue nations with technologies that exceed our own. She's likely referring to Wakanda, and potentially also Khan, because of Black Panther Forever. She was definitely after the reigning tech of those two kingdoms. Val also says,
Tired of this bitch ass nigga already, bro. He need to follow out.
superhuman monster who nearly destroyed the city. Of course, referring to the events of Captain America: Brave New World, when President Thaddeus Ross turned into the Red Hulk after years of manipulated blood treatments at the hands of Samuel
When
Strode.
Chris, JD Emmett,
Says
look at
the
JD.
Avengers are not walking through that door, which Bucky reacts to as he literally just walked through this door. He too is going to have a personal arc in this movie to formally step into the role of becoming an Avenger. Val says the onus is on me,
KD.
on us, the American
Bro.
government, to shield its citizens.
It's my
Which
Jokic
emphasizes the
bill,
word
Chris.
shield,
That'd be
I
good.
think, to also
Alright.
imply that there once was a government organization called SHIELD that aimed to do exactly this.
That's me.
SHIELD fell
I
due
switched
to
it later.
corruption and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. There really has been no government agency doing quite that function on the ground on this planet. Val says she doesn't mind at all.
Chris
that
got a
Congress
baby.
looks around Ox and awkwardly sips her water and cut to shit.
How you do that?
Her assistant Mel, Geraldine Viswanathan, rushed to clear out the Ox
Press
facility.
down
Val
on the-
tells
or
Mel,
click
"Get rid of
down on
any
the
hanging chads that could get me impeached
right
or
stick.
me in prison." The hanging chads is reference
I got
to
the Jordan,
2000 presidential election
side.
recount in
Put that
Florida,
on.
where hanging chads
Damn,
became
bitch.
media buzz term as the punched out pieces of ballots
Oh, yeah,
that
lobby,
alleged to
Chris.
result in counting errors that assigned some votes for Al Gore to Pat
Move,
Buchanan
JD.
and ended up giving George W. Bush the state that tipped the election. Red Guardian, Alexis Shostakov, David Harbour,
I was gonna say shit. I'm not even there.
Soviet parade.
I know, I just wanted to be out the way.
I know you ain't want him to help.
It was first 1981 Labor Day parade or May Day parade in Moscow's Red Square, and that's Prime Minister Leonid Brezhnev that Alexei is waving behind. They inserted a young, thinner Red Guardian in this actual historical
What?
Alexei Motors
They gave me a self-lob.
Now, I recapped all of
I
these
don't even know how to do that.
past MCU appearances.
Okay, I do, but it's DNA, but don't even know how I did that.
Film where we learned he was a Soviet counterpart to Captain America in the 1980s, who then became a spy in the 1990s as part of a fake family living in Ohio with Natasha and Yelena. And when they were exposed, they had to flee to Cuba, where the family was split up. Natasha and Yelena went to the Red Room under Ivan Dreykov, and Alexei years later ended up in prison in Siberia until adult Natasha and Yelena busted him out. And after helping bring down the floating Red Room base, he now, several years later, works for a limousine driving service in the DC area, or really on the border of
Oh yeah, we down, Chris.
passes that red limo and reads the slogan, Red Guardian Limo Service, protecting you from boring evening. And after thinking Yelena is a pushy DoorDash delivery person, he invites her in. And in Alexei's dumpy home, we can actually see a poster labeled Red Guardian in Cyrillic letters behind him in the doorway. We see various posters for motorcycles, which just sets up his love of Bucky's entrance later.
Damn.
We see various pro-Russia art pieces on the refrigerator.
That's on me.
We see past due bills, and we just see old Red Guardian propaganda prints like one behind
I ain't gonna lie, I was jogging back.
on an anvil, which is just some classic Soviet imagery. And then we see another poster of Red Guardian posed with a woman who we never really get identified, but it kind of looks like some media event or movie or video game that they were trying to promote.
We'll look at this nigga during Switch. I want to know if he's this nigga on the phone or is he just quiet as fuck right now like a little bitch. Don't talk now, bitch. Wait till I go to your stream.
And Yelena says she feels lost and empty.
What the fuck?
My
Every
bad.
time I say something, it's like it's the worst time ever for you to cry.
Soccer team, the Chesapeake Valley Thunderbolts, which is where they will get the team name of Thunderbolts in this movie. Apparently, this team lost every game, and we learned that there was one girl who pooped in the middle of the game. Actually, director Jake Schreier said that they really wanted to shoot that
99.3.
post-credit scene as a handheld video that was shot by Alexei from the bleachers, but they realized that since it would have been in the early 90s in Ohio, Alexei would have just been using his really well-developed American accent.
Oh, Jersey ain't showing his ugly ass face. Your camera dead, ain't it?
A more public-facing assignment, and Val gives her one last covert job: stop Ava
Oh, ass boy.
and John Kamen from robbing the Ox Vault buried a mile deep in the desert in Utah. Since we last saw Ava Star and Ant-Man the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne gave her the quantum healing particles, healing her chaotic phase shifting so that she
No way,
Little ass boys. That's what that
clusters
nigga.
energy chambers that keep her from disintegrating. Inside this base, Yelena finds a bunch of crates dragged out into this incinerator floor, including some paperwork on
hate VR.
We see 2 pages on the right showing various alternatives of the Century S logo. On the right, we see 12 blank heads with different haircuts, and above that, 12 heads with different colors of hair beneath a bar graph displaying various focus group testing survey results.
What the
Val and
fuck?
the team have clearly been workshopping the best look for a perfect Avenger hero. On the left, we see yellow wardrobe designs, the costume that they'll settle on for Century. And over on the dark blue print, we see the words The Watchtower, which
I'm off this shit, bro. I swear to God, I'm off this shit. There's no fucking way I bounce it off the opposing team's rim, bro. I tried to get up, bro. They got me like stuck on the screen with you. Like, what the fuck?
Taskmaster Antonia Dreykov, played by Olga
She
Kurylenko,
guarding me now?
and Ava attacks Antonia. So we get a full circle of 4 targets trying to kill each other, like in a full sort of Squirtle Inferno. And it's pretty clever how Val's structure.
He not even cooking that little nigga, bro.
Target's weakness, like Ghost targets Taskmaster because although
That nigga weak as a bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna lie, I just did the same thing, bitch. As soon as I got it, I got LT to try to get it down too.
Parallel combat moves, he probably would get easily confused and flustered. John targets Yelena because Yelena is smallest.
I don't like you at Y, Chris.
John's relentless strength, and Yelena targets Ghost.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I thought I was gonna be his power forward. He got higher rebound than me. He taller than me. How the fuck am I a center?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'11", bro.
Ghost faces away so that the probe zips right through where she once stood and hits John behind her. Yelena
He thirsty for it. I tried to give it to you. Fuck this nigga. My boy Luke wide open in the corner. He ain't even looking. That nigga wanna buck it so bad.
I think one of my favorite moves from this fight shows the exact target chain in a single shot. Following the knife, Yelena flings the knife at Ghost. Ghost lets a knife go through where she once stood, but then faces back in to catch it behind her. Then leaves that knife at Taskmaster, who deflects it off of her shield directly at John.
Back out.
Catches it, and then stabs the knife back down
Back
to
out.
Yelena, who can only hold him off
Fuck out of this
with his
nigga.
fight to electrify his stronger arms. Ghost and Taskmaster duel. And I love that you can see Taskmaster perfectly mirroring each of Ava's strikes until Ava finally figures it out and phases to Antonia's blind spot and blam. R.I.P. Taskmaster. You can see a single trickle of blood going down her mouth. This is why trailers in this movie hardly show Taskmaster, aside from a very clearly VFX shot of the group in Avengers Tower with Taskmaster painted it that they didn't even bother painting for leaked trailers that they released. So Bob, Louis Pullman, who also played the pilot Bob in Top Gun,
Lucas.
stumbles out from behind a crate
Babby.
vomiting. He introduces himself.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Bob can't remember how he got in here and seems to have a completely wiped memory similar to
He just put his whole shoulder in.
memory issues in the comics. We
Should beat his ass. Let's go over there and beat his ass.
First Responders Failing Fund, hosted by Val, themed around the Avengers from the Battle of New York. We see banners reading "Honoring Our Heroes" with Iron Man in his Mark 7 armor from that battle, and Captain America Steve Rogers, and I think Hawkeye, and probably the other 3 Avengers who were part of that. And we see on display Loki's scepter, which would no longer contain the Mind Stone, and was recovered from Hydra after Von Strucker checked in stone, and the Avengers did recover it in that opening battle from Age of Ultron.
Bitch moving, gang. You be trying to ice it's not that guy.
Oh! I ain't passing the rest of the game. Watch me
Not
end
an
up with 30.
ISO player, bro. You know damn well you're not. You was not an ISO player, bro. Just cause you run downhill and can get a fucking contact dunk off a meter.
Make me an ISO player. Move ball. Luke Babbitt, move.
You don't even shoot off the dribble. Like, that's how I know, guys.
Give me the ball. Oh my god.
Bro. What the fuck is teammate doing? Get his ass out the way. He's gonna be involved so bad.
And the full quote is, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. And it applies with these characters going through their personal voids, facing their past shame and their
Look at you, thirsty as a bitch.
Got to contact Just to prove a point. I'm done playing though. I'm done playing. I'll play this game. Cause 2.5 is crazy for me.
With the mentioned panic room door that we saw in that finale episode of that season.
Keep moving.
In this bitch, that's why.
Nah, this is my first time giving it to him. I can tell you that now.
Pretty much every line he says to Bob with Bob or Bobby, like, stop asking so many questions, Bob. And he's saying Bob or Bobby way more than Bob ever since his own name.
Hey now, he's an all-star. And get his game on. Just play. Come back.
Killed her father, Elias Star. Ava Star was taken in by Bill Foster and made a shield operative before she went rogue. John describes Taskmaster as having
Big dog, you know how you do, big.
And Yelena says, don't talk about that one. Yelena says it's out of respect for a former fellow widow agent.
Grandfather, step up, dude. You sleep.
I got hit by a screen. Oh, nigga step on the screen.
Look at Brody just standing still. Like, bro, you're not running the fucking guard. Get over it.
Free delivery on more than just groceries. Free delivery on these apples and
You good, bro. I wasn't it. I should have stepped in.
Walmart you thought you
Fast attendant. Just doubling you down there. They got the power forward on you, then double you. Like, that shit weird.
How to Train Your Dragon delivers on every
Screen. Wow.
I'm over there trying to step. Oh, bro.
It's the cinematic ride of the summer.
I just gotta crash the old boards, bro.
On what corner, bro?
Benadryl allergy liquid. Now, there's a great tasting way to get powerful allergy relief. Bring it.
Run the zone.
I don't think teammate knows that.
You do. You see me in the corner. There's somebody else over there. They do all the time. There's Jay up top. Fuck it.
John claims he was the official Captain America, and Yelena's like, yeah, for 2 seconds, and Ava reminds us how he publicly killed an innocent man in the street, and John replies to find innocent. They're referring to the flag.
We're in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm up top.
Yeah, no, I'm up top. You go to the left corner.
You're not supposed to. It's just niggas in the corner.
And that led to John getting dishonorably discharged and recruited by Dow.
Just say he's up top.
I'm up top.
You don't care, fuck it.
Bro. I get right in mode. Oh. Dude, yeah.
You click that to get that bitch right to you. But went right back to that nigga.
Hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, I just sat there. His forehead.
This shame memory. Violet McGraw returns to the 2021 Black Widow film as a young Yelena. A few years into her Red Room training, in some type of test to lure out another trainee, Anya, into the snowy woods during lunchtime. And then this man comes out to shoot Anya. To be honest, I'm not really sure what the lesson was here. Don't go wandering off, or if a widow gets lost, leave her behind. Don't go looking for her, or is it just being in the Red Room's terrible? But the book that Anya drops reads this. This is Sni Gurushka, which refers to the snow maiden of Russian folklore, the granddaughter and helper of Dead Moroz, the Russian Santa Claus, or Father Frost. The snow maiden began as a Novi god character from Russian fairy tales, one about a peasant couple with no children, and then one day a snow sculpture miraculously came to life to become their adopted daughter. And Sni Gurushka brought so much joy to her parents, but didn't live
I'm just confused on why this nigga went straight to the corner. Why when he he's playing man.
Earlier in this film, Yelena dismissed fairy tales to Alexei.
I'm doing my shit.
Like the Sni Gurushka who melted before she could bring any real joy to anyone. Or maybe this reflects how she chose to be the goalie of the Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah.
The kind of sacrificial figure who jumps on the grid.
That Chris Rhythm show?
This movie sort of makes Alexei the Russian Santa Claus, dressed in red and white, with a big old beard, driving a kind of sleigh.
Okay, Chris. Pull up on his forehead then. Oh wow. Get that shit out of here, bitch. Like, come on, bro. You lame as fuck. That bullshit. Oh. I was gonna say, heat check on bro. Yogi step back.
You gotta be on. You see the heat checks in with me. Somebody watching that motherfucker. How the hell you know I was? Fuck you know I had heat check.
I got mine too.
Oh, yeah.
Yelena encourages Bob
to
stay put, even if it means his death. And she says she is hating herself, but after a while, that darkness becomes alluring and becomes.
What?
Bob finishes
Hell.
void. And Yelena says what she does with that void is to shove it way down. Bucky reads Congressman Gary's packet, spilling a chili dog on it and on his arm. Why does Bucky eat chili dogs? I think he's remembering his great time at Coney Island with his buddy Skinny Steve.
Hey, there's some fucking babies, man. Come on.
He washes his
Rock up.
in the dishwasher. Yes, he somehow got it back after.
Dumbass, you know I'm ready for that. Pull up.
Oh, that zone worked for a second. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, until teammate just didn't play it. Are we still in it?
Looking like it. A minute. Come on. A minute. Try me. Good fucking shot. I just jumped out there. There was no time left.
Oh, you say use my mouth to fly. Maybe Drew in.
Thank you, bro. Been needing that shit, dog. This nigga's so fucking irritating. I got one back. Come on, too. Give me that. I should have timed out, bro. What the fuck is he getting balled for? Oh bullshit. That's how I be treated. I would so up top now. These niggas be playing against sorry as fuck. Go down, Chris. Bro, he a fucking baby. No way, he got more defense than the actual big. That shit be sad. Alright, we good. Just keep getting buckets. There be one time.
Why they put this position?
I'm finna facilitate it. I'm finna facilitate it. You can't hear me?
Oh, I ain't trying to coach him.
Not an ISO player, I already told you that.
Who is what? You're right, JD. I'm trying to become one. That's all. But I got a little nigga on me right now.
Yeah, shit, you put the lock back on you. No work. See, look. Facilitation.
Gotta tell you, I stuck on the screen.
Look at that shit. Fucking he just run it in and back out. Like, that's it, man. I'm over those. Bro. Boxy Miles. I tried to get the box. Hell no.
Yeah.
That nigga fake put a hand up and left right away.
He ain't doing shit with the ball.
Just dribbling for.
I need 2 more.
That shit is so over. Dead. Doc, what the fuck is you talking about? How you doing? Keep out. Thought he was a do-it-all type build. Fuck out of here. That was the good. Let me do some crazy shit, y'all. Let me see one time.
They got wide so bad, they start quick.
They gave me that one. I forgot I'm fucking right-handed on this thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you. This nigga. Hey, nigga.
You what? No, you did not move my body.
My bad, y'all, for what I'm about to do. I didn't even want that one, bro. I wanted wanted a fucking hot shot, hop shot. Get that.
You see, Dredd?
He's done. Look, he's over.
That is true. Do this. Yeah.
You're not him.
ISO player.
Alexi tells him this team has the power to be on the Wheaties box since Alexi was an 80s Russian hero. He likely was jealous of American athletes and celebrities who got to be on boxes of cereal. Then an ox convoy catches up.
Facilitator, bro. That bitch moving, nigga.
And we see this limo has over 98,000 miles on it, which is way
Facilitator playing. Turn the ball here. Nobody.
Alexi activates his defensive measures, which just turn on party lights and fall. A genuine pony jump on it. It's similar to the gag in Third Record.
Oh, man.
Man, you ready to walk? Get your ass ready then.
Alexi swigs vodka and makes a Molotov cocktail that hits the armor truck.
Almost 70%. I'm at 12% now, Jay. Shit.
And one of the armor trucks blows up and flips, but it wasn't her gun, it was Bucky!
You at what? The what?
We didn't take
Oh, I ain't even see him.
Buggy! Because he just looks so cool.
Bucky rides up, taking out these trucks with the same explosive discs that we saw him use on Nick Fury in 2014's Captain America the Winter Soldier. And the way Bucky rides up through that dust and then grabs the shotgun and he flips it around. It's totally an homage to the Terminator in the chase scene in T2 Judgment Day. Sebastian Stan even confirmed that while shooting the sequence, he was listening to the T2 soundtrack. Bucky shoots out the cable hook, lets it run, and then brakes. Grabs the hook with his vibrating arm and then punches the ground, completely flipping the truck. And I think this is one of my favorite moves I've ever seen in an MCU movie. It's so sick. And I love that even the Thunderbolts seem to recognize this from a meta awareness. They can help but cheer. Even John Walker, who has fought alongside Bucky before. Val and Mel return to the Watchtower. The existing structure of Avengers Tower is still there, even with the additional penthouse structure beyond the landing pad for the Twin Jet that was added for Avengers Ultron. But Ox has now built over it a new light facade that, if it were ever completed, would change its silhouette in the sky, which makes it overall look like the comic depictions in which Sentry's hidden Watchtower was kind of enveloping the Avengers Tower. That means the
Chris going through the door.
belt buckle on the table. She brings up his family history.
Chris going through the door.
And then we are taken to Valentina's shame memory. The day when, as a girl in Italy, she accidentally
We're finna go hop in the guard. We're going down, y'all good.
and killed her father and brother. Valentina Alexia Fontaine, known as the Contessa in earlier
I just don't want to get us with no shitty guard that ain't fast, huh?
as a companion to Nick Fury, and we learned she was born in Italy, and her parents were actually killed for aiding some unspecified resistance movement. So I assume her father's involvement in that resistance is what got him killed in this scene. But Italy was under fascist rule during World War II, but Valentina would not have been a kid during that point in history. She was definitely born after it. So it's not really clear why her father was killed from the scene, but I'm assuming the killer was someone outside of the law, which is why Valentina is so obsessed with world security and having the strongest weapons now. When Mel talks to Val, the necklace she's been wearing all movie really stands out in the scene. Many have likened Mel's necklace with the Songbird icon. Songbird, Melissa Gold, or Screaming Meanie, was part of the original Thunderbolts lineup when it was created by Barry.
I gotta make a layup. I ain't made a layup. What the fuck?
This movie's focusing on. This
You
movie
didn't take that up when I passed
Completed an M1, 20 games, and scored 50. I'm at 28.
Just a coincidence with it being the nickname of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. That connection is not really drawn in this movie. Bucky restrains Alexi, Ava, Yelena, and John, and he puts Ghost in the Chitauri handcuffs that we saw earlier, clearly to keep her from phasing away. And again, I'm not sure if these are the same ones they put on Loki, but I think they have the same alien technology that prevents teleportation out of them, since Loki is able to use sorcery tricks of like duplication casting and a similar type of teleportation. That's not exactly the same thing, but you can imagine there would be certain technology that would just keep slippery people like this restrained. Bucky realizes he has a team of heroes who actually can help stop New York City after his call with Mel, and he gives a great speech to get them into it.
Look, I've been where you are.
Y'all went in.
The past doesn't go away, so you can either live with it forever, or you can do something about it.
Alexi has dreamed of this moment to have a true Avengers team.
This build up.
So they get to New York, and this city shows no signs of the police state or curfew imposed by the fist that it's supposed to be under as of the season 1 finale of Daredevil Born Again. But I think we're finding that there is just a clearer and clearer line between Marvel Studios and Marvel Television. John, Yelena, and Ava right in the back.
What about your hat? The hat.
Niggas got the 99 still, 95 boy handle, 95 3-ball. With the 89 done. Oh my lord.
I feel like these comments about his little
I ain't been on him in a minute. Animation's got funky as hell.
in post-credit scene, Alexi asks Bucky,
What kind of super serum did you get?
I don't know, regular. Hydro.
They didn't even quit out of a game. What is 2K talking about?
Mine was Soviet manipulation, but it's still good, you know?
Winning is unsportsmanlike.
Yes, Dave, you and me.
It's fine.
I mean, we are different, but we are the same.
remember that even though Hydra had a facility in Siberia, Hydra was technically a bigger network and a separate organization than the normal Russian government. So while the Russians, like the Americans, were all trying to recreate the super soldier serum in different and various diluted ways, Hydra had its own successful program that produced the Winter Soldier, actually the Winter Soldiers, as there were many of them. And ultimately, that cocktail is what led to the batch that we saw in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Bucky's plan is to just ram this truck into the lobby of the Watchtower. When he jumps out, he rips off the car door and uses it as a shield, recreating the first time his buddy Steve used a makeshift shield in 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger. The Thunderbolts beat the crap out of these Ox guards, and I slip out right outside this on the street is the same area where the 2012 Avengers fought the Chitauri, with that same bridge level where Natasha and Steve fought in the later stages of that battle. And that's on that bridge, we know from the Hawkeye series, is a plaque that commemorates those original six. Sal invites him up the elevator, and she pours a drink from the bar, which is the same bar set that Tony Stark had in the 2012 Avengers movie. Val says, isn't it crazy to think of all the monumental fights that happen exactly where you're standing? Indeed, Tony Stark's face-off with Loki was right here. The Avengers fought Ultron's first form right here. And in the time heist in Endgame, the future Avengers came back to this location to steal the Tesseract and the Scepter. And speaking of that Scepter, it is back on display in the background of this room. We also see another Chitauri gun. And I might be wrong, but I think we see Coulson's Destroyer armor prototype gun in these display cases. Val taunts them, calling John a junior varsity Captain America. And I think he takes more offense to just junior varsity.
I gotta go, bro. What the fuck?
She says Bucky will survive less than half
Ronnie?
I suppose she assumes he's gonna die or at least have to resign. And she calls Alexi an old Santa. But really, she's just trying to get them to be violent with her to incite Sentry to overreact. She invites Bucky and he's got a new look as Sentry. The Dan is pretty comic accurate, down to the hair. This costume was great. The golden suit he wears actually looks like it's made of the same fabric that they use on Anthony Starr as Homelander in The Boys. And I don't think that was an accident because Sentry is the same kind of lab-grown, perfect superhero with a hair trigger mental health imbalance. Val says that he's stronger than all the Avengers rolled into one, and soon he'll be known as Earth's Mightiest Hero, taking the Avengers' classic moniker of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, making it singular. Val orders Sentry to take down this violent group of criminals, as she calls them, and leads to a big fight. Delaney tries to back out.
That shit lame, motherfucker.
Sentry throws Alexi out the window, and then yanks him back into the bar. Sentry folds John's shield and quick taco. Bucky tries to stab him, and Bucky even does his signature badass move of dropping the knife from one arm to the other, as we saw in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but it fails. And Sentry punches him up and then flies to catch him to hit him again. He sees ghosts phasing around him, and then no look grabs up Rose for a second. I think he's going to go man on her. Then she's pulling his punches to try to he catches Bucky's punch, and then Super kicks the arm and nicks it off. The Thunderbolts retreat, but Bob pulls back. The Thunderbolts regroup outside on the sidewalk. The 11th particular insults the others, saying, I'm such a terrible, terrible. And in this moment,
How proud is this
New
man?
Yorker passes her on the sidewalk and kisses her. The funniest look, like extra of the year, right here. Bob argues with Val on whether he should take orders from her since if he's more
Nigga's fucking horrible. I bring out a 6'2" guard and they give us a fucking point guard.
This isn't really Bob talking, it's the void. So that is what is choking Val.
Already
So that
used
Mel's
to ass
kill
with
switch as they
2K
leave the
shoes
shadows of the floor absorb into his body and he turns dark and I love this visual choice because it does remind us of how the Void's eyes look in certain comics, but adapted on screen in live action, I love the choice to make his eye holes just tiny little pinpricks. Like the Void doesn't want to emit any light whatsoever, and it reminded of the 1990 film Ghost when those rotoscope shadow demons would just show up to drag souls to hell. They would have eyes for just a few frames, indiscernible faces with tiny little eye holes of light. Also, director of the Annabelle sequels and Shazam movies, David F. Sandberg uses this technique in his horror work, notably in his feature version of Lights Out. You've seen this a lot in creepy pasta art because it plays on two innate visual fears: a shadow shape in our anxiety over the unknown, and our paranoia over being watched by something we can't really make out, like seeing a predator's eyes or Buffy back to us from the darkness. Or as Pew pours her heart into Yelena's confession to Alexei, how she feels so alone, how she's lost her sister, her father, and how she has so many things she feels shame over. And then, like John Walker's dude scrolling through his phone, we hear another example of how these things are psychologically killing us. Yelena says, all I do is sit and look at my phone and think about all the terrible things that I've done, and then I go to work, and I drink, and I go home and no one, and I sit, and I think about all the terrible things that I've done again, and she needs Alexei to cut off the spiral. And I mean, isn't that the death spiral?
Yeah, pass that motherfucker one time, son. I'm on that.
I ain't mean to do that. I ain't mean to do that.
This moment, Alexei reassures her that she was that could brighten any room, that as a kid, she
he talking about I got a 99 pass sec. I make everybody shot better. Okay, well then take care of the ball, pussy fuck nigga.
Now, the way Dark Sentry enters the scene is very unsettling. It really just starts with the
fuck. Pass that motherfucker, shorty. You doing too much.
We see his dark silhouetted form just floating silently, waiting for people.
Fuck no. Big Bob. What are you talking about? Legend.
Are you tired of fighting? Here, let me.
Legend.
Like, he sincerely believes that he's
in the side. Give me that one.
That's how I don't listen to it. Legend shit. Legend shit. He flattens them into a shadow. So, confirmed to Collider's Panorama that the look of this black shadow was inspired by the blast shadows from victims of the bombings of
Europeans, though.
It definitely came from images from Hiroshima and those kind of shadows.
Actually, he went into some really cool detail of how they were able to get this.
I said I got an 85 pass set. He said that's trash. The fuck you mean that's trash?
And anything longer than that starts to feel
bail out
like
everything.
CG vapor territory. So it has to be quick. You almost feel exposed because it seems so
shit, and I'm snagging over niggas,
yeah? Because it doesn't happen so often in the movie. Like the camera needs to be more or less in line like with where the void is happening and where the shadow goes. That if you look at it from a profile perspective, it doesn't really work. It's such a short effect.
I wanted to hear Schreier talking through this.
Oh, Max.
For asking about this. Like, you could see this creative thought.
My board. How the fuck do I have 4 rebounds, bro?
1.5 frames exactly with little warning, and because
I don't even have a board on this nigga.
Never in profile, it's like we are witnessing an eclipse and light is being denied to us, and we feel like it's both an innate terror of being draped in shadow.
There you go, Kurt.
The of the void's fingers reaching out toward you. Holds in his helicopter pilot. Resulting in a crash into the scaffolding and raining debris. So the Thunderbolts
I need to bring that hustler badge back. Oh, bro, why they take that one away? The hustler badge? Give me that shit. I'm on that. Come on.
In this same location in the Battle of New York in the 2012 Avengers film, and I love
it's me wide. He better hit.
And when the second helicopter crashes, Ghost phases in to push a guy out of the way, phasing out.
Am I getting help?
Good. One huge piece of rubble nearly crushes a woman. John redeems his selfish move in the elevator shaft earlier when he freed the pressure against his back to now be the one hero using that same back to push against the rubble, despite not being able to hold it alone. And now the other Thunderbolts come to his aid. And the applause they get isn't just for these individual saves, but the people around are just happy to see them working together on something.
This nigga got a 99 pass. He funny as hell. Who even makes shit like that?
Saves a little girl in overalls, which must feel like a big win for a girl dad like him, but then immediately, voided. Then gets the void, voids, person after person at random, even ones fleeing away from him, and their shadows spread to the inner and collective darkness. Yelena walks toward this darkness, instinctively knowing that she has to join Bob in this darkness in order to help him, while everyone else was trying to attack Bob.
Damn, my nigga, let me bip him one time.
Yelena again wakes up in the void shame room of remembering getting Anya killed, but now she runs into a wall of a painted backdrop. This is a literal room, an enclosed set, like the Truman Show, a presentation of
his rate is low as shit.
Kill him. Credited to production designer Grace Yoon, who worked with him on Beef and the horror film Hereditary.
Nigga, perimeter dropping by the minute.
It's supposed to feel like a set, not an actual forest, because it's not a reality. It's the way that your mind records it as like a movie. But Yelena smashes through the set wall into another memory that's oriented 90 degrees to the forest, and when she looks back through the hole, she sees the forest through it, and young Yelena and Anya and that man are all staring at her, which is very creepy. But the fact that this new room feels practically linked to the forest room is something that also might seem familiar from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where director Michel Gondry and writer Charlie Kaufman designed a memory where disconnected rooms were physically connected and transitioned through using lighting shifts. Now Yelena finds herself in another shame room, a red room memory of the girls having to rapidly assemble guns. Yelena wins and gets to stand aside and watch while the woman whips the hands of the slower girls. Adult Yelena holds her herself to block her from seeing this. But then Yelena sees Bob and his attic shooting gun. But when she crashes,
Needed that one.
another version of herself. Yelena gets the bathtub, drunk and
I got that right off for you too.
her arm and then forcing her to drink too. Yelena looks in the mirror and sees Bob, and we get this really cool practical.
I know he mad.
Mostly just through lighting and
I know you're mad, sir.
We should also remember that this isn't the first time Yelena has looked through a bathroom mirror above a sink and experienced a surreal transition. Hawkeye showed Yelena's flipping from Thanos' snap from her point of view as she looked into a bathroom mirror.
99?
And then back into reality 5 years later as that bathroom decor shifted around her.
He sleep. Oh my gosh.
The person to make this metaphysical journey. Yelena finds Bob dressed in his childhood clothes, fiddling with a Rubik's Cube as he witnesses his father abusing his mom downstairs. Yelena
My nigga quit, bro.
saying that we can't just stuff this stuff down.
He jogging, fool. I got him jogging.
Together, and she tells Bob that she knows this is possible because she has already felt this lighter burden just by being with him.
He said, do something for me, give me this cold spell. God damn it.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and the curtain chokes them. The others arrive. Ghosts.
I should have shot. I don't be trying to be selfish. Make it selfish. My bad.
Bucky just jokes that he's had a great past, so great. We saw quite a few of his shame flashbacks in Power War Soldiers he went on his apology for, but I assume the 1991's killing of Tony Stark's parents were one of those
They parked you out of bounds. Like, come on, man.
But also drapes down over the light fixtures and blacks out the computer screens.
It's the first 2K they really been pulling niggas out of bounds consistently.
Maybe it's just too sad to see.
This shit is just not the same.
That's just Bob's abusive dad in the face, and they fall down to an outdoor street corner with them.
This shit is not the same.
I love this fact, especially since we learned that Bob is remembering this as being high on meth at the time. This is the memory Bob hinted at earlier when he was addicted to meth and working as a spitty sign chicken for we see on the sign Alfredo's bail bonds. Bucky knocks out this chicken, and then they loop back to the Malaysian lab where this all began for Bob. Bob says that he's looking for more drugs in Southeast Asia until some guy approached him for a medical study, which ended up being honest, experimenting on things like him, and it worked for Bob, releasing the void, and the void now appears, restraining the others as he talks Bob attacking them. They fight him, initially knocks him down, and says, "We will always be alone."
What if I break two of those?
Bob tackles the void, punching him and in addition to his eyes, we can now make out.
Dog quit off the rebound. She said I can't do it no more.
So we can't even get a fucking board, let alone come back. Dude, we're done. Nigga don't even want to take me. Give me that.
Its clutches from them and from the whole city. And that includes the little girls in the walls. But we have to ask, what kind of chamber did that girl go down?
Oh no, he mad.
His memory blackouts are still affecting him.
He checked.
The void is not gone. He's not fully healed. And I like this because that's just really how depression works. You know, unfortunately, he didn't ever fully get rid of darkness. He just learned how to manage it. And now he just knows how to keep the void from taking over other people. The answer is just be friends with your own. Like the movie does not answer where the darkness comes from, but it does teach us how to manage that darkness, to face it head on, to not over-aggressively fight it, but just really know that your own thing, but you're never fully alone, because that darkness is something we all experience. So, is Sentry okay? We're gonna talk about that in this weekend's episode of the Sneak Peek, and actually, New Rockstars launched a new 4th channel called New Rockstars Highlights, which is just gonna be a clips channel. We're gonna show favorite clips from our longer podcast episodes, like the Sneak Peek and the soon-to-be returning Rumble Rundown. So if you want to subscribe there, you can. Thank you. So, but now leads them through a barrier where she took them into a press conference. Marvel ending their films at press conferences.
It wasn't the AI, bro. Fucking AI.
Tony Stark at the end of Iron Man, Peter Parker at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, T'Challa at the UN, the mid-credit scene of Black Panther, and now these new Avengers. I like how one of the microphones on the podium is WHH, the MCU in-universe news service. So you know this is official. Yelena leads over to that and saying, "We own you now," and we taking a breath of relief as Alan Silvestri
There's only one guy?
plays over the score. Now On yesterday's ending explained post-credit video, I broke down the fun visual.
Is it my man?
Using real
Oh man, you know my man.
mocked by the public and the media. One with the group rendered as Queen and a Bohemian Rhapsody pose on Rolling Stone. We see a version of Washington crossing the Delaware with the guinea pig on the bow. We see David Harbour referencing his own DC character.
Damn.
Come on, Driz, you gave up on the blue. I'm about to hustling.
Damn.
This lineup being called the New Avengers by Dow, so they get ahead of that cynicism by mocking the New Avengers with these joking media headlines and images, so that by the end of the sequence, we as the audience start to defend this lineup of goofballs from the snarky, cynical media. And when the Thunderbolts asterisk is torn away to the New Avengers title logo, we all cheer. And that takes us right into two great post-credit scenes.
No way I went up with that, thinking I was gonna get a meter duck.
The New Avengers into the same MCU of Avengers Doomsday as so while overall the Thunderbolts was emotionally heavy exploration.
Yeah, this is definitely a goated ass build. Just too small. That's why I got AE.
The red star on Bucky's sleeve, in addition to recalling his red star on his original Winter Soldier arm.
This was the reason I made AE, this build. I was too damn short out here to start the year off. No cap records.
Tracksuit for all real-life brands who have done product integrations with Marvel
Good enough.
You may remember Peloton as the product placement when President Ross was working out on Air Force One in Brave New World, and you gotta remember the crazy Tide commercial to that movie. And the book that Bob is reading is Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being, which shows that Bob is working on his mental health in whatever proactive way he can. I hope Bucky doesn't let this guy read Kierkegaard. He'll just bum him out and give him some wrong ideas about moral philosophy. And Yelena mentioning that they weren't looped in on the space crisis suggests that Nick Fury, head of Saber, might be giving his intel to Sam's Avengers, which I assume Carol Danvers is a part of. But I went into everything with the New Avengers and Fantastic Four and Tuesday in yesterday's video, so go check that out. I love this movie. Comment down below with your thoughts and your favorite detail from this breakdown. And a special thanks to our Frederick Price, Jeremy Dunham, TDS on a Quest,
look at that shit.
Rick Denman, Smokey DeVere, and Sin City Monster, who all support us on the executive producer level. You can support us by hitting the join button down below. Follow me at EA Boss, subscribe to all 4 channels in the New Masters Network. Break down the news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Need to stop and just let the clock go, bro. We this shit over with. We paced it 4 hours. This shit's so fucking lame. I'm guarding yours, Chris. Fuck it. You sit in the paint all game. I'm gonna fuck. Make this shit interesting somehow. Shit. Hey. I'm on yours, fuck it. Come on, boy. Come here, bitch.
That was a Luca pad.
I'm on now with you.
I've met someone.
I don't give a fuck.
Cellular home internet and I just have a stronger connection.
For a limited time, get 1 year of U.S. Cellular's
Where you at? Come here, bitch.
and mobile service for just $35 a month.
Come here, boy.
U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. I know all the chicks. Oh my god.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Ross, and this is a breakdown of 2016's Deadpool. This is the 8th installment of our Snicked rewatch. As we go back through all 13 of the Fox X-Men and Deadpool films ahead of Wade Wilson's MCU arrival and Deadpool and Wolverine. But this upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine film retroactively makes the 2016 Deadpool film part of a journey destined to become MCU canon.
This nigga really do got 99. That shit put you right in catch animation.
And all these R-rated hits and guys.
Give it back to the point guard. Fuck it. I'm riding with you. I was in there talking cash shit to him too.
So let's break it down scene by scene for all the Easter eggs, details you never spotted, and stuff that could come back in Deadpool and Wolverine. Actually, a breakdown of 2016's Deadpool was one of the first videos I ever wrote and shot for New Rockstars 8 years ago. And yes, I think we found twice as many details for this pass. And to celebrate this,
get in there and try to make peace with him.
We're doing a special X-Men themed merch release, and it's really the best way to support New Rockstars. Grab one of those.
I'm trying. I tried.
I am also wearing our Deadpool face-off shirt that's sick. Grab a Again, nerdride.shop. Okay, the 2016 Deadpool film opens with Angel of the Morning by Juice Newton. This song was Ryan Reynolds' suggestion. Director Tim Miller said it has always been the perfect contrast to the complete and utter mayhem going on in this
You know
scene.
he
The song
been
was in the test footage played in the SUV when Deadpool
that
drops
motherfucker
in,
got
as
pretty
he does in
hair.
this movie. So this freeze is really a still moment on the roll in that sequence from test footage that fans going into this movie knew pretty well. That test footage was everything. Shot in 2012 by Tim Miller with a low six-figure budget and leaked in July 2014, it was met with such an enthusiastic response that Fox greenlit the film the following September. Ryan Reynolds was a huge fan of Deadpool comics since the 90s.
My bad. Spacing.
Jumped at the chance to play Wade Wilson in 2009's X-Men Origins, but was disappointed with the Weapon 11 director. In 2010, he produced a new script with Zombieland writers Greg Reese and Paul Wernick, which leaked. Fans loved it, and that got them the budget for this test footage. And it's long been theorized that all these leaks were coming from Ryan Reynolds himself. And he has
Bitch ass niggas.
I know that one of us did it. Like, there's four of us. There's me, Brett
Who
Reese,
block
Paul
was
Wernick,
that?
Tim Miller, the director.
That wasn't even no block. He tried to pass out.
Yeah, I don't know who did it. Yeah. We all sort of said to me, someone should leak it. Someone should leak it. So the idea was kind of, I'm 70% sure it wasn't me.
I bring up this history because now with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, we're revisiting a film series.
They don't want to do shit but pass anyways.
Amount of creative control, marketing transparency, and expectation management over these films. Reynolds approaches every aspect of Deadpool like he is on borrowed time. He views Deadpool's meta nature as Reynolds himself having a direct relationship with fans. When he hints at something on social media, there's usually a there. Like in fall 2022, after Deadpool 3 was announced, Reynolds started joking with a Miss Minutes fan account on Twitter.
That's me. I'm not guarding him.
The trailer dropped a year and a half later. It's all about the TVA. So it's just important to see these three Deadpool films within the context of Ryan Reynolds himself. Okay, so in this opening shot, the camera pulls out the dark car cigarette lighter as we find ourselves in this frozen tableau of this uber-violent crash. The writer said that the visual style of the sequence is an homage to Adam Burke's
He do not got it like that. You can see by he just stuck his legs out.
Comic book splash page that we can glide through in a three-dimensional way with impossible movements. Like there's a scene with a lighter burning his forehead, which is referencing Colin Farrell's bullseye from the Daredevil movie.
Yeah, I got this. I got this.
The camera pulls back from that. Set him out. Where David Fincher panic room shot through the keyhole. The name on this coffee cup is Rob Hell, Rob Liefeld, co-creator of the Deadpool character.
Wait, should look good ass build though. Just because of the mini marksman.
Now the opening credits that we see
that shit actually is nice.
Sarcasm, because we're not really meant to see this movie as an objective reality, but really a heightened reality presented through the eyes of a subversive, self-aware narrator. So we see some douchebags film starring God's idiot, obviously referencing Ryan Reynolds, a hot chick.
This nigga really do got 99.
British villain.
I'm over here like, bitch ass nigga, I'm finna run point in a minute. Bro, you keep turning that ball over. I was talking cash shit, dude.
There's also a moody teen.
Hell nah. You hear that though? With the rhythm.
Gratuitous cameo. I'm guessing that's Stan Lee, but it might also be Hugh Jackman.
Oh my god, we got a fucking another.
Produced by Assets, written by the real heroes.
I thought this shit was over. Oh fuck.
There's a couple of visual pot shots at Ryan Reynolds. The 2010 People.
I'm thinking done. Let's go for 100. Come on. 100 in his map. That was heat check, my bad.
Cancer treatments in this film. There's a card for number 5 Orange, which is a real strip club in Vancouver in British Columbia. We visit the number 5 Orange Lounge in this movie. There's also some Hello Kitty lip balm, and Hello Kitty gets another visual shout out at the end of the film when the women packs all the guns into a Hello Kitty duffel bag. But the first shot we see of Deadpool is actually of his crotch, as he teabags a guy and teabags us.
I'm bored. Bucket triple double watch.
Look at this image, even as a white glove Mickey hand uses it. We see that Deadpool is giving the motorcyclist a machine gun a wedgie through the sunroof of this SUV as the SUV is mid-roll, and we glide backward to this flaming drawing that says, "Hi, I'm Deadpool," with Deadpool using two swords to cut a guy's head off.
There's no fucking way he jumped.
And as the flames animate on this paper,
there's actually no way, right?
We cut to Deadpool right in the back of the taxi. He grabs a pamphlet for haunted.
You're down 40 already, and you're jumping at a fucking center in the bank.
One low price, have fun and safe day.
Burn up. He got a burn, okay. My bad. My bad, Chris. He got 21 on me, bro. It's all good.
On the camera lens. So really the first time he breaks the fourth wall in this movie. It's not
I ain't even on you.
it's just by getting something sticky on us. Deadpool
He got the same jumper as my
scratch directly in the camera.
my Jokic build. He got the MPJ base.
Ryan Reynolds in Canada, who got struck by lightning.
That shit OP.
Is listening to Mira Juta Hai Japani by Mukesh, and when Depender tells him that his love, Gita, was stolen by his cousin Bondu, Deadpool tells him to hold on tight to love. And he links
I tried to put back that shit.
Vanessa throughout the film. Deadpool says, "Don't make the same mistakes I did." Got it? Yeah.
I try to do that. Try to do the pull up.
Mama June, hot yoga. Yes, Mama June, aka June Shannon, is the mother of Bean Boo Boo. Much of Deadpool's expressions come from the white eyes of his mask, which were actually animated. Ryan Reynolds wore a mask with no eyepieces, but with motion tracking dots on the black patches, so that they could go back in and add lightly cartoony eyes later on, which helps him control the humor of the character while he's in the mask. Because while many other things in this movie are trying to be realistic, the eyes are the window to the soul, and by making them cartoony, we kind of just accept this movie as being kind of a live-action cartoon. Deadpool says that he's been waiting 1 year, 3 weeks, 6 days, and 14 minutes to get his revenge, and he looks at his Adventure Time watch. He keeps saying that it's Christmas Day, despite Depender making clear that it's just a random Tuesday in April. This Christmas stuff was a holdover from a plotline in an earlier draft of the film, which had Francis
bitch ass nigga took my board.
Meanwhile, Francis delivers on an arms deal. We later learn that there's actually a mutant warrior inside of his crate. A deleted scene would have showed him being released from the Raft, Marvel's super high security prison designed to detain people with powers. But you know, they chose the Raft in Captain America Civil War, so that's probably why this scene.
I tried to hit him with some shit out of my arsenal. Be working out in the lab for real.
Too similar to the Winter Soldier in the MCU, so instead they went with Ajax, aka Francis Fanny, from the 1998 Deadpool number.
That was a live move right there.
Deadpool stiffs Depender the 2750 for Cap Bear and sets out with just 12 bullets. Deadpool swings his legs to the overpass while coloring a panel 1 prequel to the drawing that we saw before, reading "Hi, I'm Francis," which would lead to Deadpool decapitating him with the other drawing saying, "Hi, I'm Deadpool." The test footage actually opened with a shot of Deadpool on the overpass, but there the music was Gwen Stefani's "Holla Back Girl." Here it's "Shoot" by Salt and Pepper. That song was 1993, the same year Deadpool's solo series debuted. Deadpool tells us, "Oh, hello. I know, right?
Show you scary ass nigga.
Get my very own movie. I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine." And then he does Hugh Jackman's down under Australian accent, which sets up this running bit of his rivalry with both Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, which continues to this day and is an absolute delight. While Jackman only appears via People magazine cover in this movie, the 2016 movie already establishes their relationship as a destined partnership. Deadpool says his catchphrase of "maximum effort" and drops onto the SUV. Now you'll notice there's a sign for Award Road for VFX artist Patrick Thomas Award. Later they'll pass Ditko West and Ditko East, which is a nod to comics writer Spider-Man.
I forgot to put my headband. Is there headbands in here? No.
Warnick Parkway. Ed McGuinness is a Deadpool illustrator, and Paul Warnick is one of the movie's co-writers. This goon slams Deadpool's face into the seat headrest. Corinthian leather. That's in reference to this amazing Ricardo Montalban commercial from the late 80s.
Rich leather, Corinthian leather.
And then he has his head repeatedly smashed to the radio as the station spins. Actually, that first song is the transition music from the Adam West 1960s band. Throughout this, the action cleverly sets up the pieces that we will see in the juice in the opening shot. Deadpool pushing in the cigarette lighter to warm it. The one guy hanging from the side of the car with his foot caught in the seatbelt. The motorcyclist fire up at him through the sunroof during the roll. Deadpool grabbing him by the wedgie. Some of the one-liners don't really age that well in this movie. The intricately choreographed action really does. And it's one of the things the MCU really needs right now. We freeze on Deadpool during the roll as he wonders to us, "Shit, can I leave him still on?" And then, the motorcyclist is decapitated and a body splats on the street side. Anyone who lived in Los Angeles knows that shit like this has actually happened on LA's freeways. The SUV rolls to a stop by Palmer Boulevard, Liefeld Street, and Chelsea Street, where Peter Parker, Rob Liefeld, and the other co-creator of the Deadpool character cut to Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters located 1407 Grey Malkin Lane, Salem Center, Westchester County, New York, according to the sign. Colossus is watching breaking news and eating grape nuts. In the X-Men films, Colossus was played by Daniel Cudmore, but Cudmore turned down the role for this movie because he
you can't hit Y with takeover. That nigga ass.
But they wanted a Russian voice for the character as he is in the comics and in the animated series. According to Wired, in total it took 5 actors. This version of Colossus to life. Stefan Kovacic voices the character, while 6'9" actor Andrei Trikotov stood in on set and did the mocap. Meanwhile, they used another actor
right over his ass.
Bro.
Fuck wrong with you?
Early facial movements that they worked from, and then they brought in one final face actor for the final performance. So Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead go through the X store to the hangar with the
Nigga's a
Blackbird jet
3-point
and comics.
playmaker and
Negasonic
did
Teenage Warhead
absolutely
was a mutant with the
fucking
powers
nothing.
of precognition and telepathy, but her powers were changed for this film, so
They ain't even
Lauren
the bill.
her name, which just kind of explodes with energy outbursts. In order to get permission from Marvel to change her power set, director Tim Miller and screenwriters Brett Reese and Paul Wernick had to give Marvel something in return. And Wernick said Kurt Russell's ego, the living planet, in the new Guardians
Nigga was trying to rhythm shit. He was fucking that shit all the way up.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead's powers. So, if they hadn't wanted to make Negasonic Teenage Warhead explode in this movie, James Gunn never would have gotten Ego the Living Planet for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, because that character was considered within the orbit of the Fantastic Four, which at the time were a Fox property. Colossus asks Negasonic when Deadpool will grow up and see the benefits of joining the X-Men, and she responds, which benefits? Matching unitards? House that blows up every few years? So yes, the mansion is destroyed in the animated series, and later this year, 2016, in X-Men Apocalypse, the expansion will blow up there too. Meanwhile, pinned behind the overturned SUV, Deadpool raises his hands. Yay! This looks like a gag that he will do in Deadpool and Wolverine as well, based on the trailer. What? So Deadpool does this awesome 12-shot
Watch him the 2 again.
Written on the bottom of the bullet casing. We get this shot through the bullet hole in Deadpool's arm, which shows that putting holes in him doesn't kill him. It's just kind of a minor inconvenience. There was actually a similar shot through a wound in Shot of the Dead, and I like that here you can see the bloody flesh starting to contract as it heals. Deadpool gets shot right through the
Nigga made a 99 pass actually. Weak as shit.
more, saying worth it, which could be a reference to Reese and Wernick's script in Zombieland, you know, always do a double tap. This would be a triple tap in this case. Why does Deadpool waste his bullets? Because it shines through the booty hole. For him, getting catch is kind of a sacred thing. If he had not done this triple tap, Deadpool would have had enough bullets for the 3 guys on the other side of the car. Now he has to take out all 3 with 1 bullet. And because this is so impressive, Deadpool
99 mid-range, 93 done. He averages 30.
With his katanas, which form an X shape. And then we transition from a shot
Piss off.
butt with the bullet hole to the bedazzled butt of this bro.
I'm getting off guard now.
Order a pizza. The writers joked that this was their ass-to-ass transition, which is a super deep cut to the movie Requiem for a Dream. It also effectively serves to poke fun of the superhero genre's obsession with butts in general.
That is America's ass.
Now this pizza box has Feige's famous written on it, an obvious shout out to Kevin Feige, but interesting how the box is upside down, maybe to exterminate Feige, or maybe just to say the pizza place packages pizza sloppy. Wade is wearing a B. Arthur shirt, which is not in fact in the comics. Deadpool loves B. Arthur and the Golden Girls. This is taken directly from issue number 10 of the 2008 run, where we think Deadpool is targeting the recipients of pizza when really it's the delivery guy. We learn Jeremy here is a stalker, and Deadpool gives the stalking victim photos of Jeremy saying that he's sorry, but refuses to beat up the other girl's stepdad. In fact, he later tells Weasel to get that girl back for money. Because while he isn't really a hero, he only goes after the guys who deserve it. So this is in Sister Margaret's School for Wayward Girls, which is a mercenary bar. In comics, Sister Margaret's School for Wayward Children, aka Hell House, was a former Catholic boarding house for awful schoolgirl offenders who converted into a dispatch center for mercenaries. I love that this plaque outside is pretty similar to the one for Charles' school, but it's kind of like a bizarro version of it. Gifted youngsters versus troubled girls. The song played in the bar when he walks in is Black Keys Howlin' For You, which is like all over the place. We get a cameo from Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld as he is talking to Buck with a beard. Wade addresses him by name with a bit of disdain in his voice. And Buck will also return to Deadpool at Wade's birthday party. We meet Weasel, played by T.J. Miller. In the comics, Weasel is a tech wizard who went to the same school as Peter Parker and ends up befriending Deadpool. Wade tells him, how's Wade was
Like, how the fuck I didn't get it? It dribbled right through.
Killing that. Yeah, I've seen your Instagram.
Yes, this is making fun of some of the supplemental material for the X-Men Origins Wolverine trailer. Also, this agent, Wade passed into Special Forces, we can assume is to try to align his backstory with the version of Wade Wilson that we saw in X-Men Origins. Remember, that Wade was active in the late 70s and early 80s, whereas this is modern day. Weasel asks him what he was doing in Jacksonville, and he responds, "This is classified." This actually comes back later in the film when Deadpool runs into an old Special Forces buddy. Jacksonville is my hometown, and it does have wonderful TGI Fridays, like the one by the AMC 24 at Orange Park Mall. That's technically Clay County, I know, but Duval claims it. Rob Liefeld actually took the name of Deadpool from the Dirty Harry film, The Deadpool, and that gets a shout out here via this Deadpool board. There are a bunch of names on this board, so let's check them all out. The people betting are Chuck T, Dave, Jack, Weasel, Tad, Lee, John, Egg, Sergey, Sean, Nigel, Mark, Randy, Frankie, Noah, Jimbo, Reese, James, Morris, and Griggs. And for the celebrities they are picking who will die next, there is Bill Cosby, Kanye West, Wade Wilson, Vladimir Putin, Booth, Jay, that's the guy who just got into a fight with Buck, Ryan Reynolds, TJ Miller, Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus, Kid Rock, Mike Tyson, Judd Nelson, Lil Wayne, Shia LaBeouf, Ned Beatty, Rob Liefeld, Ozzy Osbourne, Amanda Bynes, and Arnold Palmer. And on the fridge glass there is a wasp sign that looks like it's just a pair of slippers. Fun little detail that I like. Wade needs Vanessa, they buy manufacturing. Producer Simon Kinberg said that Olivia Munn auditioned for Vanessa, and that audition actually landed her the role of Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse. She really missed out. In the comics, Vanessa Carlisle is a...
that's my bad. I thought niggas was gonna run to the corner. He left that shit wide open.
Computer database back in X2. Here she's just a regular human, but there was a cut line that they left in the trailer that was going to be a little nod to a shape-shifting comics persona. They flirt by one-upping each other with these tragic backstories.
I was impressed. Me too. Of course. We took turns.
The writers of this movie said that they got this from a Monty Python 4 Yorkshire sketch. We wish we could have slept in the bedroom. We wish we could have had corridors. We transitioned from Wade and Vanessa in the bar to then horizontal, but they're not having sex. It's just a fun fake out. As they're in this arcade on a date, Wade wins enough tickets to get a limited edition Voltron Universe ring from 1984.
I'm done helping niggas, bro. My man get the popping off. I'm trying to play good D. This nigga just reaching.
Real dog show Deadpool 3. Meanwhile, a game token from this arcade will come back in Deadpool 2. So they go home. In all the wooden posts, you can actually see some fake ones with other women's names like Roxy. Presumably, this is for past plays who have been pinned against the same post at various nights, leading to the calendar curl montage.
My nigga mad.
Have various holiday-themed sex, going from Valentine's Day to
oh no, my dude mad though. He not even moving.
With Vanessa pegging Wade, I guess call back in the Deadpool #3 trailer.
Nigga Iris 30. Probably because he only played like 1 or 2 games in here.
Because it is Lent, and they've clearly given it up for the 40 days leading up to Easter.
Let that shit go.
Biography of Mario Lopez.
Like him. We go.
Mario Lopez, killing him, revealing that the movie would be R-rated. Then they move on to Halloween, and then to Thanksgiving, and then to Christmas. Vanessa tells him that red is his color because it brings out the bloodshot in his eyes. Vanessa references Yoda on loop. And Wade says that he loves Star Wars jokes, and she questions Empire. And then he references weird
This nigga's funny as hell, synagogue.
The real joke here.
What'd he say?
Synagogue.
Star Wars, the
No, I said
franchise, but her
synagogue.
correction implies that she thought he was citing
I'm hungry to do
or was retitled in the book. She's like, no, that's Star Wars Empire.
I ain't talking about shit.
Busting these niggas' ass.
Nerd, that she doesn't even refer
Got you quitting,
for her, it's just
buff
Star
and
Wars
shit.
and then Empire, which is what
It ain't over though. You still gotta fight.
Proposes with a ring pop,
Cool, look at his ass.
wow. Cancer diagnosis. Notice that Wade is wearing a Hawaiian shirt here. He wears Hawaiian shirts throughout this film. And from here, we cut back to the freeway. So when we revisit this film, it's amazing how small and confined it is.
Oh yeah, we love that.
$58 million budget for only 8 weeks. Most of the action set on this freeway set as we cut back to it.
Oh god, nigga. Love the arguments, love the arguments.
They over there mad.
Over there snapping
Mom
at each other.
Ford don't even want to play them.
Oh, Ford don't want to play, nigga. He jogging us in good.
And went on to make $3 billion.
Look,
One of the
look at
best
him.
returns on investment ever.
Ball, bro.
Deadpool identifies Francis as a remaining motorcyclist. He trips him up, and he references Regina, Saskatchewan as he wants his head because in the Rhino, Canada, this whole thing. And then he pins him to the barrier, stabbing the katana through the concrete. And he
He's shooting the shit like that.
Yeah, like I got bit by a radioactive shark. Hey.
This is a reference to the 2004 comic where Deadpool says that he looks like, quote,
I'm off.
Here's
I was thinking about it early too. I know he gonna do that shit one of these times.
Wade tells Vanessa that this is my most prized possession, but he's actually talking about his plan on making things.
Here go my man. He's finna turn up how he turn up now.
Bernadette Peters, an amazing actress and Broadway singer, and Wade's love of musical theater is on further display with a Ranch t-shirt he wears.
Nah, it's his turn.
We can imagine Wade probably just feels kinship given with his own terminal illness.
He like, bro, I'm right fucking here. You not passing you.
Like JR for a C, son. The shit out of this. Give me that shit.
Why is he trolling?
Balance, stress management, being more optimistic, figuring out how to tackle big goals like that on your own can be difficult. Right therapist for you in your area, and some people sessions as a phone call, as a video chat, or even
how does it get a charge? 57,000 feet from the basket.
Therapists and their network to choose from.
This nigga's full court at the fucking other side of the half court line. That's a chart, I guess. Whatever. This shit too good. He said his feet that fast. Fuck it.
Schedule therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you, and if for any reason you feel like your therapist is not a great fit, you can switch therapists with a click of the button at no additional cost. Join over 4 million people who are
I'm trying to stop, bro. That Kyrie fucking dribble move, or the what is that? My combo moves or my?
It gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. So Wade chose weasel pamphlets for countries that Vanessa.
It might be my dribble style.
Wade was done to Guadalajara and messed up a con artist scamming cancer patients out of money.
Those are chicken.
There's actually a similar scene in Man on the Moon. Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman sees a healer take chicken parts out of a bucket and pass it off as cancer that was removed from his body. The business card Weasel hands Wade has phone number 555-0199 on it. This is a phone number used in a ton of TV shows and movies like Rick and Morty, Spider-Man 3, Monsters Inc., American Beauty, Community, and that's because phone numbers through 555-0199 are officially designated for use in Hollywood directions. So Wade meets a recruiter, played by S from Galaxy Quest. Wade refers to him a few times throughout the film as Agent Smith from The Matrix. Deadpool actually bumped The Matrix Reloaded out of its top spot for highest grossing R-rated film of all time when it was released. So the recruiter gives Wade the Weapons Plus series pitch, and that night he freaks out over his future and he tells Vanessa that he's having the Liam Neeson kid nightmare again. He says that Neeson made 3 of those movies. It's a great joke, but
bro, how the fuck do you stay in bounds doing all that?
Movies, at some point you have to wonder if he just needs attention. I think he would be the first person to say it. So we cut back to the freeway, meaning this whole cancer subplot was just what was flashing through Wade's eyes when Colossus threw him sideways and Wade finally being able to kill Francis. Deadpool drops meta jokes about superhero cinema. It's superhero thing. Who could have film deals, both origin stories and larger ensemble team movies.
Let us not talk to the business.
America Boyer Stewart. These timelines are so confusing.
It's just so funny to hear him talk about these characters he's about to show up in a movie with them, and he's about to join a larger ensemble team movie. He refers to Charles Xavier as a creepy, bald, Heaven's Gate-looking mother, referring to the leader of the suicidal Heaven's Gate cult. And it's just interesting to refer to Charles Xavier that way, since X-Men the Animated Series ended with Charles leaving planet Earth and going to another planet for a special medical treatment. Now, there was an extended scene that would show Deadpool laying in Colossus and Negasonic even more.
So what? You're like, excited?
No, training.
Oh, look at the restaurant. Well, the waiter brings around the trainee and he stammers out the soup of the day. Minestrone, pancetta.
Consider doubling your daily dose.
Yes, macho.
But Deadpool punches Colossus, breaking every bone in his hand and one of his legs. He claims, "Oh, Canada," which of course is the Canadian national anthem. He also references RoboCop by saying, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." Get out of Colossus' cuffs. He cuts his hand off, referencing both the hand cutting off film with 127 hours and the conversation period both Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which I think obviously is just referring to the fact that he sprays Colossus in the face with film blood. Deadpool jumps from the bridge. He's got in the bed of a passing garbage truck.
Two niggas.
Movies that have the same move in it, from Buffy to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. But the garbage around him includes some broken eggs that connect to the next part of his anecdote. Francis is exchanged on how you can't take an omelet without breaking eggs. So we're back in Weapons Plus. Now this procedure's never named Weapons Plus in this movie, but it is connected to that in the comics. And in our breakdown of X-Men Origins, we went into a lot of the people who underwent this procedure. In the comics, Captain America was Weapon 1, Brute Force was Weapon 2, which was the collection of augmented animals, including the squirrel with the green claws. Weapon 3 was Harry Pizer, a Skinless Man. Weapon 4 was Man-Thing, who we saw in the middle of Fight Night. Weapon 5 is Project Venom. Weapon 6 is Luke Cage. Weapon 7 is Frank Simpson, aka Nuke. Weapons 8 and 9 were projects that created sleeper assassins. Weapon X was Wolverine, and Origins, Deadpool was Weapon 11. There were some comments on a past breakdown of people asking for clarification between Weapons Plus and Weapon X. Weapons Plus is the procedure itself in the operation. Weapon X is just Wolverine's test subject designation. X. Many people believe that the serum used on Wade is derived from Wolverine's DNA, because in the comics, Wade gets his powers from an experiment involving a sample of Wolverine's blood.
I gotta do a layup, y'all, during this game for my bingo card.
In it, and the Apocalypse post-credits scene involved men who worked for Mr. Sinister, Nathaniel Essex, and File obtaining Wolverine's blood. Before the procedure, Wade
I've been doing all dunks and jumpers.
Green. Or animated.
Which is another reference to Green Lantern. He passes another patient with spiny things sticking out of her back. This is Marrow, using whose bones grow out of her skin. She can pull them out and throw them like projectiles. We saw a character with similar abilities, Spike, who had needles in the last scene. Gina Carano plays Angel Dust. In the comics, Angel Dust was a natural born mutant with the ability to amp up her adrenaline levels to increase her strength. Here she got her abilities from the Weapons Plus procedure. Wade notices the match in her mouth and asks if she's a big Stallone fan. In the movie Cobra, Stallone always had a match sticking out of his mouth. Ajax says he also went through this procedure, but it left him with the inability to feel pain. Wade asks Ajax,
Is Ajax your actual name? Because it sounds suspiciously made up. What is it really? Kevin? Bruce? Scott? Itch? Rickster? You guys are friends, me.
These could be references to Kevin, Heidi, Bruce Banner, Scott Summers, the SHIELD agent Mitch Carson. The Rickster was actually a nickname of the American photographer and host of the public access TV show Rapping with the Rickster. Basil Fawlty was the name of John Cleese's character in the awesome British sitcom Fawlty Towers. The Cornette's Mr. Sandman plays as they torture Wade to trigger his mutation.
My man selling shit, nah.
Spectacular fashion until you find a mutant.
The wording here implies that Wade had mutant genes that were dormant, and this process was designed to reduce trauma to wake up those genes, like the traumatic Sherlock Holmes audience in the past films. But in the comics, Wade Wilson was not a mutant, he was a mutant.
Yeah, he leaving. I want to go do a layup. Big keeps sitting in the paint.
As opposed to any kind of genetic condition. Now, during a reprieve, Deadpool talks to Cunningham, another patient. In the comics, this is Ward. He has a much larger role because it is Ward who comes up with the name Deadpool from the Deadpool that he and Wade wore in the lab. In the comics, Wade snaps Worm's neck to end his suffering from Ajax torturing him, and that is why we get this meaningful look between Wade and Worm as the lab burns down later. But here, Wade finds out that Ajax's real name is Francis from his laundry tag, and Francis says, Yes, another reference to Deadpool's much maligned book in X-Men Origins. He references this later. Sorry, Francis. My lips are sealed. So they lower the oxygen level for Wade until he feels like he is suffocating, which is what triggers the mutation. His body attacks the cancer cells as fast as they can form, scarring him horribly. So just to clarify this, it is suggested in this movie that Wade's mutation is triggered from a mix of this serum that possibly contains Wolverine's DNA and suffocation. But really, Deadpool's existence is implied to be some cosmic accident in which he is unhinged from reality in a specific way to make him crazy, make him believe that he's a comic book
shit.
to the reader. I think Deadpool is how his powers work in the movie universe and why he has this relationship with reality and how it really comes from Wolverine. Because I believe that Deadpool will be identified
crazy ass nigga.
A glitch in the TVA's Matrix. When Wade transforms, he says, "This is a horror movie," which is a reference to Frankenstein, which Wade has several parallels to. Later, Weasel will compare him to Freddy Krueger and tell him that he should star in horror movies. Wade headbutts
Bro, this 99 mirror.
Since safety matches, he definitely cannot like just using the finger. He uses this match.
You're not
to
good, bro. You have a 99.
Francis comes in to try to put out the fire, leading to this disgusting fight. Francis skewers Wade through a piece of rebar, pins him to the ground, and then spins it at the top so Wade cannot just pull it out or pull himself out of it. Later on the bridge, Deadpool skewers Francis through his sword, but Francis pulls it out of himself. Wade's head emerging from the ash is just kind of reminiscent of the X-Men origin scene where the Deadpool head in the wreckage that looks at the camera and says, "Shh, it's so gross." So Wade now walks the earth lonely like Frankenstein, watching Vanessa from a distance, making him a bit of a stalker, just as he punished Jeremy for being in the earlier scene. He turns and walks out in the street, actually a deleted scene where shown him getting hit by a bus, and then waking up in a body bag and more. So after coming up with a game plan with Weasel, Wade says this about Francis. Gonna watch through this scene from Gross
Right at the strip too.
Y'all just found the shit out of it.
Now, one thing from American comedy films from this era was a tendency to just let the camera roll on actors as they improvise, which they definitely did with T.J. Miller. Here's what background he from.
You look like an avocado. Sexy and older and more disgusting avocado. Because you look like Freddy Krueger face topographical map. Face is discovery. Fantastic.
I'm not going to shame anyone for finding this funny. Back in 2016, I definitely laughed at a lot of this. But there is a higher risk of ad-libs like this just not aging all that well. And kind of getting tiresome when you rewatch the movies. Actually, before I was a YouTuber, I used to write these stuffy comedy analysis think pieces. And a theory that I have is that this style of comedy filmmaking surged in popularity with directors like Judd Apatow and Adam McKay, whose movies like Political Virgin, Anchorman,
released that bitch way too early. Who is that? Apollo shit?
Why is that? Well, there's a few reasons. One is that it makes it a little tricky to credit who actually wrote these movies, and unless the actors are all
show you how to do it, Chris.
The WGA arbitration process can just get kind of tricky. But deeper than that, I believe around the nexus point in our history of 2016, these directors are starting to get serious.
I immediately got double teamed.
Short, Advice, and Don't Look Up. Judd Apatow began producing other movies, semi-series projects like The Big Sick, Staten Island. Other comedy directors went into superhero movies that were kind of funny but mostly serious, like the Russo brothers with their Marvel movies, Todd Phillips with Joker, Peyton Reed with the Ant-Man movies, Taika Waititi with the Thor movies. But think about it, when was the last time you saw a big studio live-action comedy movie? One that wasn't also a superhero movie, or an action movie, or a big franchise movie? And the reason is both these directors just kind of getting sick of making jokes and audiences losing their senses of humor. Like, we're just such a segmented culture.
Oh yeah, do it again, Chris.
Agree on what is funny anymore and what is offensive. So now I just think it's pretty interesting to see a Deadpool franchise return when the first film pitched itself as this older era action comedy, now landing in 2024. Now Ryan Reynolds has a writing credit on the third movie script, which some
Twitters might not even be able to get like follow and shit.
While they shot in May and June during the writer's strike.
They probably got their own set of badges.
Anyway, this third film's comedic premise.
They did. They did shit decent.
World where things used to be funny come into a universe where people like Paradox are like, actually, we don't find that funny. At the end of the day, I think we are all just more excited.
That's too. He'll get stripped using that one on the big.
Long overdue commentary on superhero movie franchise world building has gone wrong. So in the scene, they test out superhero names like Daredevil, Captain Deadpool, Mr. Never Die, and Wade the Wisecracker before settling on Deadpool.
Yeah, I just got stripped and I got 95 fucking ball handle.
Franchise, and Wade sews a superhero uniform set to the Deadpool rap by Team Headkick. Version of this music actually appeared in the 2013 Deadpool video game, but they wrote a new version for this film. This sequence is the first time that Deadpool breaks the fourth wall chronologically in his life.
This shit's gonna have nuts in it.
Now, we could justify this as a form of insanity to the comics do, but I do think there is something about his transition into Deadpool and his linkage to Wolverine that makes him kind of this cosmic glitch, the way She-Hulk and Wanda Maximoff are. They have explore this in another video. During this montage, you can actually see Francis wearing the crown of dicks on the wall. Wade tries out a white costume, but then gets shot and bleeds all over it, calling back the moment on the bridge earlier in the film, but later in the narrative where he asks, "Do you know why I wear red?" That's so that bad guys can't see me bleed. It's actually Blind Cow, played by Uggams, who suggests that he wear red. I love that she knows he's scrubbing out blood just from the smell, and she assumes that he hadn't been wearing red before by just the sound of his typing and scrubbing. So Wade now sews a red uniform and goes into a fight, which is reminiscent of the first Spider-Man movie when he donned his homemade Spider-Man costume and went to a fight. But throughout all this, Wade asks, "Where's Francis?" He never gets an answer, and it might be because all these guys don't know who Francis is. They just know him as Ajax, not Francis. But he just asked where is Ajax, I'm sure someone could have been like, "Oh, he's over there." So during this sequence, you'll notice Deadpool goes to an underground boxing gym, and one of the fighters has this mutant dampening collar, like the ones we see Ajax and Angel Dust putting on the Weapons Plus super soldiers, so they get the arm stealers. So this guy got out or is being trained here. Again, if we just asked this person where's Ajax, he probably could have skipped a lot of steps. But we wouldn't have had all this fun stuff. Wade running down a guy with a Zamboni, which is a reference to the steamroller scene in A Fish Called Wanda. Pretty sure Ryan Reynolds is secretly obsessed with John Cleese. When he catches up to the recruiter, he says, "Nice to see you, Jared. I'll make a foot long." This is one of the many pedophile jokes that he makes about this guy. Jared from Subway. When hurting the recruiter, Wade turns the camera away from them, and the recruiter also looks directly into the camera. So, like Hulk with She-Hulk, other characters in these realities of these Nexus beings can sense what they are doing. They just kind of find it confusing. I wonder if seeing the code of the Matrix this way is kind of a mind virus, and that's what the TV is so worried about. Deadpool calls for a cab, and the Defender picks him up, bringing us back to where we started. And then notice on top of this cab is an ad for bail bonds asking, "Need a hero?" And from here, Deadpool fast forwards too far.
Oh shit, I'm the bugger.
Unicorn, which we see him going off to do after he chats with Blind Owl. Wade wraps a pink towel around his hand in the alley, suggesting that he might have bled into his towel before when coming home. Inside, Blind Owl listens to "Hit the Road Jack" by Ray Charles, the singer. I also like the random detail that Al is always wearing shirts with animals on them when we see her. There's a wolf in the laundrette scene and an adorable kitten when Wade is pressing her face with his little hand. When Al tells Wade that looks aren't everything, he says,
"Think Ryan Reynolds got this far on a superior acting method?"
And a little later, Weasel tells Francis and Angel Dust to have fun at your Men and Children Blade 2, which would be another franchise that Ryan Reynolds had a role in. He played Henry King in the tribute. At the number 5 Force Club, we get the obligatory and much less these days Stan Lee cameo.
Coming onto our stage right now. Give it up for Chastity.
I love that Stan Lee says this with an actual topless woman in the foreground. And when we see Wade in the bathroom, there would have been a deleted version of the scene around here that would have had Nathan Fillion as the club's bathroom attendant. Weasel tells Wade that Vanessa's out back.
Go get her, Tiger.
This is another Spider-Man. Final nod of Spider-Man 2.
You hit.
Later in the movie into Negasonic.
Looking good.
But instead of Wade in the alley, she runs into Francis and gets kidnapped. So Wade, Weasel, and Blind Owl gather all the guns. And he also tosses in Hugh Jackman's 2008 People magazine Sexiest Man Alive issue in a Hello Kitty gun bag. And we'll see why he needs this later. And Wade tells Blind Owl, hey, careful with that Ronnie Millsap. Yes, Ronnie Millsap and the Blind Magician. Now, the film's creators snuck in the design of a shield helicarrier
and throw shit like
that. They fight on. They just weren't able to identify it as such clearly, and they just had to like dismantle it enough. But yeah, that is a shield helicarrier.
He pulling up.
It's one detail that could totally come back in Deadpool and Wolverine, because that trailer doesn't have any
hound is that.
Deadpool jogs up to the X-Mansion where he calls Negasonic Teenage Warhead Ripley from Alien 3, and he makes a meta comment about the lack of X-Men in this movie.
It's a big house. It's funny that I only ever see two of you. It's almost like
Probably now he don't even want to be here no more.
So the three of them cram into Deadpool's taxi, and love how Deadpool, when Deadpool calls later, there is a Deadpool
he's gonna fall out.
On the phone. When Deadpool leaves the taxi this time, you can see the pink bag with the guns left behind in passenger seat. Setting up the reveal minutes later, when he remembers that he left the bag behind again. He steps out and says, time to make some chimichangas, which is one of Deadpool's favorite foods in the comics. They walk in slow motion, said to D-Mex's, it's gonna give it to you! Because Deadpool now is thinking, what's that closer to being an X-Men? Francis sends some armed soldiers at them and asks,
that's supposed to be my fucking board.
Indeed, spell it out by the end of all this. Negasonic wears black and yellow colors that are consistent with the
my shit only a 52K, but come on.
Deadpool calls out the impractical and hard on the knees superhero landing that Angel Dust does, and I just feel like after this movie came out, no one could look at superhero landings the same way ever again. It's pretty similar to Yelena Belova calling out the Black Widow airport posts. Deadpool recognizes Bob among Francis's henchmen, which is a reference to Hydra Bob, his sidekick in the comics. Wade spells out Francis' name in goon body parts, and he uses one bodies to wound him, adding insult to injury. The decapitated guy spelling out the I has his butt on full display. Deadpool gets stabbed in the side of the head and starts hallucinating as Chicago's "You're the inspiration" is playing. Colossus tries to convince Deadpool not to kill Francis with this 4-5 moment to feel a hero speech.
Give me that shit.
And notice how Colossus pukes here and earlier on the bridge.
I be throwing launchers.
Similar reason that when Colossus changes into his metallic form, the content of the stomach will probably change to metal too. So Wade
got all about my baby.
Vanessa, and he's wearing Hugh Jackman's sexiest man alive over his face. So the entire time,
originals too. No,
I'm just thinking it was too right.
But this would create a bit of a paradox for Deadpool and Wolverine. He knows Hugh Jackman as an actor, but also lives in a reality where Hugh Jackman is playing the Wolverine character. We'll talk about that more in the Danger Room section. But Deadpool says to Colossus, tell Beast to stop shitting on my lawn. A joke that was
I should have rhythm shot. I ain't have faith that they was gonna be wide open.
On Deadpool's front lawn and then running away. So they couldn't schedule time for
bye.
The writers had said that a much earlier draft of the script would have ended with an Amy Winehouse gag in which Amy Winehouse was on the Deadpool board, and throughout the movie she would have had recurring near-death experiences until she finally died at the end. Winehouse tragically passed away.
I was gonna say I could do the same shit he do.
Deadpool sends it out to the credits, and Wade refers to himself as your friendly neighborhood cool man. One more Spider-Man nod for the road. The little animated Deadpool wreaking havoc over the end credits also has Spider-Man upside down web.
I'll lose text from contesting a nigga.
Creatures during Wade's knife to the side of the head hallucination moment also come back here. And then a post-credit scene where we get an awesome homage to the end credit scene.
He blocked it?
Earliest post-credit scenes in cinema history.
What the fuck?
That was a block. Yep, that was a block.
Referring to the Iron Man post-credit scene. And it also teases the next movie that's going to feature Cable and time travel. And that is what we got. Cable will be played by
then you steal my block.
And then Deadpool walks out, which is from Dylan's song "Oh Yeah," which featured heavily directors.
Okay.
So next week I'll be breaking down the X-Men movie X-Men Apocalypse. But let's end in our Danger Room
double now. Fuck
spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. So Deadpool and Wolverine is continuing the meta trend of putting a freaking 20th Century Fox logo in the void that they fight next to and on top of. So part of this upcoming film will deal with the X-Men movie franchise itself as an entity within the universe that Deadpool now occupies.
I'm just not gonna play D no more.
Existing in this void. But I think that Deadpool's ability to see
whatever you like.
movie studio logo shape
no way we just 50 boys, nigga.
Identify it as part of his paradox signature as a nexus feed. Okay, next, obviously Vanessa Blind.
Come on, let's go for 60. Fuck it, come on.
Warhead are all coming back back for Deadpool 3, but it seems like TJ Miller was not asked to return. This could be the result of some controversies with the actor, but I think it might also be a sign that this movie might also kind of have to evolve with times and how it approaches humor in general. But who knows, we'll make a joke about it. And then lastly, each Deadpool movie has shown Wade as weirdly obsessed with a male antagonist as he tries to work out issues with Vanessa in the background. In the first movie, it was Francis. In the second movie, it was Cable. So it seems like Wolverine is going to fill that role now. Vanessa will Wade be escaping by pursuing this obsession with Wolverine. I want to thank Gina and Polito for helping me write this breakdown. Follow me at EA Boss, follow me Rockstar.
I was gonna say, if you missed that, I know you was
Thanks for
gonna
watching. Bye.
That was really to you, but fuck it.
Start with sweet, add salty, and you create new Rice Krispies treats.
Get all the perks with a PS Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
He ain't fucking with you.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Boss, and this is a breakdown of 2019's Dark Phoenix. This is the 12th installment of our X-Men rewatch as we go back through all 13 of the Fox, X-Men, and Deadpool films ahead of Wolverine's Mutant Homecoming and Deadpool and Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But Dark Phoenix has no Wolverine in it, you may say. That is true, but it does have X-Men in it, and there may be things that come back to Deadpool and Wolverine. Dark Phoenix kind of became a victim of the inconvenience and lack of marketing right after Disney acquired Fox. They'd begun internally discussing ways to reboot the X-Men franchise, but this film had already been shot, and contractually they had to release it. But that lack of studio enthusiasm and trust
Just shot the first shot, nigga. You got Limitless Legend. Why is you hesitating?
Because Bryan Singer served as a producer during development
You're
of
fucking
production,
cooked.
opted not to return as
Holy
director,
shit.
and then sexual assault allegations came out about him, and his name was removed from the credits. It may actually just be that all X-Men titles are just
I deserve that. I deserve
Every watch series is
I had to
a
get it out.
and we must break down Dark Phoenix.
I had to get it out, though.
Details we never spotted.
I want
and
to
stuff
take
that
somebody
could
else.
maybe come back in Deadpool and Wolverine. And to celebrate this X-Men rewatch, we have the special Xavier Institute shirts.
Oh,
And the best way to
come
support
on,
New
2K.
Rockstars is to grab one of these designed by clicking on the link in the description. Okay, like in the previous films of the franchise, the X in the Fox logo lingers after the other parts disappear, but this time it also glows with fiery red and gold Phoenix flames. We open on Jean Grey's narration instead of Charles Xavier, since this film is all about her.
Are we destined to a fate beyond our control, or can we evolve?
You ain't shoot that? That's Limitless Legend.
In 1975, young Jean Grey rides in the car with her parents. On the radio, Glenn Campbell sings Jimmy Webb's By the Time I Get to Phoenix, which is, you know, a kind of on the nose choice, but Jean wants